morning, and I usually leave somewhere around 5, or if customers need me to meet them at their house or their business places, I don't mind going after hours. I have done churches, subdivisions, retail centers, hospitals, and nursing homes. And that's why we chose to live in this community, because of the values First American Bank has, that I can serve my community and my customers.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Chad Ryder. Jaylen Brown recently posted on social media that he's excited and disappointed after the Celtics traded him to the rival 76ers. Brown dealt to Philly for Paul George, 2 future first and second round picks. Boston Globe NBA writer Gary Washburn says that this has Celtics fans questioning new ownership.
For a fan base in Boston that's used to winning, that has been told that the Celtics are about winning. We're not about finance. We're about winning, getting championship 19, competing every season. This doesn't seem like it.
Gary Washburn on a game night. And Philly has added more depth in scoring today, agreeing on a 2-year, $12.3 million deal with guard Anthony Simons, reports ESPN Shams Charania. The NHL's career goals leader Alex Ovechkin coming back to the Capitals for a 22nd season. It's a 1-year deal worth just over $4 million. One round of 32 World Cup game right now, and Spain leads Austria 1-0 at the half. Spain has yet to allow a goal in this year's World Cup.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Friday, we'll continue to react to all the fallout from Boston's decision to trade Jaylen Brown to the 76ers, including what's next for the Celtics. It's on Sportsman, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
Off and running, welcome in. Thursday edition of After Further Review. Musso in for Moscona. Braxton Rizzuto, Cassie Spazzali, they're along for the ride. Glad to have you along for the ride here as well as we wrap up the week here on AFR. We will be off tomorrow, obviously, in observance of America's 250th year of independence on July 4th. We'll be back here on Monday, obviously, ready to talk. But before we get there, before we get you to your 4th of July weekend, which I hope is happy, safe, healthy, filled with tons of activities, we have a lot to get to here today on AFR. We are expecting in a little bit less than an hour from right now, Greedy James, 4-star defensive back. We're expecting an announcement from him that we'll see him flip his commitment from Texas to LSU. So we'll react when that decision comes down. Obviously, we talked plenty about that with Shea Dixon yesterday. We'll actually go back and let you hear a little bit about what Shea had to say there. And we have some pretty good LSU baseball news. Obviously, a player in the portal last night that we're going to get to here momentarily. But we also know their opponents now for their tournament out in Vegas. An honor for an LSU incoming transfer on the baseball diamond as well. Tyler Shuck, PFF, quarterback rankings. We're going to get to all of that here on today's edition of AFR. So let us start as we do every single day.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
All right, so late Wednesday, when I'm sitting here thinking, man, what am I going to talk about on the show tomorrow? Here comes the portal commitment for LSU baseball. This is portal commitment number 7. It is their third pitcher, their third right-handed pitcher. Former USF Bull Kaden Smith, now a member of the LSU Tigers, who will be part of the pitching staff in 2027. This is an intriguing ad for me when it comes to LSU baseball. And I want to really dive into it because, man, there's a lot of upside here. There's a lot to like. There's a lot of talent. There's also one area that is very noticeable in terms of struggles that LSU struggled in plenty a year ago. So how does it all fit? We'll get into that. First, a little bit of background, though, on Kaden Smith. So, as previously mentioned, He's a right-handed pitcher, pretty good size, 6'2", 190 pounds. Fastball, curveball, slider. The fastball can get up to 97. It's got some really good ride to it as well, up in the zone. Probably live mid-90s there, low to mid-90s, I should say. Slider's really tight, and the curveball is really good pitch as well. Both of those are going to be in the mid-80s. In fact, both pitches, per Jacob Rudner over at Baseball America, both pitches, the curveball and the slider, drew whiff rates north of 35% a year ago. This is a strikeout pitcher. He was third on USF's staff a year ago, this past season in strikeouts with 52. He started his career at TCU back in 2025, spent a year there, then transferred to USF where he spent the last season, and now he's coming to LSU. So, that's kind of the skinny on him. Let's get into a little bit of production, how he might fit for LSU. As we mentioned, strikeout total. Awesome. You're looking at, a year ago, 46 and 2/3 innings, 52 punch-outs, as I said, third on USF staff. You love to see that, the big stuff, the whiff rate, all the things you expect from a pitcher who's going to sign and play for LSU. Like, that comes with the nature, not just at LSU, in the SEC. Kaden Smith brings that. He brings a lot of versatility. This is a guy over 2 seasons now in college baseball who has made 30 appearances. The majority of those are out of the bullpen, but he did make 8 starts a season ago for the Bulls down in Tampa. He pitched in all 3 weekend roles, Game 1, Game 2, Game 3, started the first 2 games of the season, moved to the bullpen, and then down the stretch, really starting in April, moved back into the rotation and started the rest of the way for South Florida. When you look at the season for him, kind of comping bullpen to starts, it's kind of the same deal. I mean, it was just kind of a mixed bag for him, all the way around. I mean, you end up with an ERA of 4.24, which is a good number. You kind of look at that and go, all right, it's a little bit of a mixed bag. His longest outing of the year was a start against UAB. It was 7 shutout innings. He threw 98 pitches. His longest outing when it comes to relief was an outing against Rice, 4 2/3 shutout. He threw 58 pitches in that one. So versatility there. I'm not telling you this is a guy who comes in and challenges for a rotation spot, because I don't believe that he is. Like, I don't think Kaden Smith is coming in here and beating out Kason Evans, William Schmidt, Cooper Moore, maybe even Landon Hood for that role. That's not what I see him as. What I do see him as is as a reliever that can give you some really good innings and some really big moments. I'll come back to that. So you look at him on the surface, you say, all right, good ERA, 30 appearances over 2 years, all good. Hard thrower, power arm, strikeouts, love that. So what's the problem? Well, I wouldn't necessarily call it a problem. It's just something that, given LSU struggles a year ago or this past season, not really something you want to see. Walks and hit by pitches have been a major issue for Kaden Smith over his 2 years in college baseball. So for his career, so this is TCU and USF, for his career, he has thrown 58 2/3 innings. He has walked 31 guys in those 58 2/3 innings. That is almost 2 walks per inning. He has hit 20 batters in those same innings pitched. What was LSU's biggest issue a year ago on the mound? Walks hit by pitches and wild pitches. He's actually pretty good at that. But the walks and the hit by pitches are something you definitely take notice of with Kaden Smith. Given LSU's issues this past year and given the strike throwers that LSU has been able to bring in this class, like Diego Velasquez, like Landon Hood, those guys come in pounding the zone. So obviously you're going to notice that. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that means that Kaden Smith can't contribute. I'm about to actually give you a reason why I think that he can. But I'm also not going to hand wave that away. Because this past season for LSU, you saw that spiral out of control for this pitching staff and not be able to get back on the right track. So like if you have doubts right here today on July 2nd as we have this conversation that Kaden Smith can come in, get to LSU, and those problems can be fixed, I'm not going to fault you for that. Because, again, you just saw it over the course of an entire season with a staff-wide issue where they couldn't get that corrected consistently enough for it to really turn the fortunes of the squad. But I would also point to, past seasons where LSU's been great at throwing strikes, and they've had transfers come in here and throw plenty of strikes. So that's a two-way street as well. But if it concerns you, okay, I understand. To an extent, it concerns me. But here's where I think he can be really valuable to LSU. When I first saw this last night, okay, Kaden Smith's committing to LSU. He's going to transfer over, start digging into it a little bit more, see the walk number, but see the big arm, see the strikeout numbers, like the pure stuff and ability. The first name that popped into my mind was Jacob Myers. We all remember that, right? Jacob Myers back in 2020, after the 2024 season, so heading into 2025, he signs with LSU out of the portal from Nichols. He had 33 appearances, so very similar actually to what what Kaden Smith brings. Myers had more starting experience and a lot more innings under his belt. But the guy struggled mightily with walks. He struggled to the point that he was coming in with more walks than innings pitched in his most recent season in Nichols, and 134 walks over his 2 years there. But he could throw 97, 98. He could punch you out. He had a filthy slider. Like, when he was right, he was really good. And it's not that Jacob Myers had this all-world season for LSU in 2025 on the way to a national championship. He had an ERA in the 4s. He walked 20 guys in 15 innings. Like, those problems weren't solved. But Jacob Myers had a lot of moments and big moments in that year for LSU when you go look back at it. I'll give you a couple that I went and found earlier today because there were moments I remembered and moments that I kind of went and found. One that I absolutely remember was in Omaha against Arkansas the second time they met. So that was when Arkansas had to beat LSU twice. And you'll remember in the 9th inning of that game, Arkansas's got runners at second and third. One out in the inning. Justin Thomas Jr. comes up to the plate. 9-hole hitter. Myers comes in, throws him a slider when everyone in the world has to be thinking he's going to hit, you see, fastball. Throws him a slider, and JTJ puts a great swing on it and hits it into the outfield, and Arkansas takes the lead. That flipped the lineup. You were down 2 in the 9th. Davalon, Aloy up, 1 out. It could have really spiraled there. Thomas Jr. ended up stealing second and advancing to third in that at bat to Davalon. So you had a runner at third base with less than 2 outs, Davalon and Vahiva Aloy up, and Jacob Myers struck both of them out and kept that game at 2. LSU scored 3 in the bottom half and won the ball game. Like, that's a massive moment that in the top of the 9th, you're like, oh, dang, Myers couldn't get the out. But him getting those 2 outs because of his pure stuff and striking out 2 of the best hitters in the SEC that year, that's a big moment that ultimately helped you win a national championship. Very similar thing happened in LSU's first game against Alabama in 2025. Cade Anderson got shelled a touch in that game. LSU's down 5-1. Myers comes in, runner in scoring position, facing one of Alabama's best hitters that year in Torres, strikes him out to keep it at 5-1. Bottom half of that inning, Ashton Larson hits a 3-run homer. Very next inning, LSU takes the lead. It was moments like that you go back and you look, and then in the SEC tournament, he was awesome against Ole Miss in that 2-0 game where it's a tight game. He throws 2 1/3 shutout. It's moments like that where you look and you see the flashes of brilliance and you go, okay, when you actually look back at the grand scheme of things, that helped you win those games. That helped you win a national championship. At worst, let me say this, like at worst, I think that's what Kaden Smith can be for LSU in 2027. That's at worst. That guy can also very easily come in. Yes, some of those issues can be fixed, and he can become a reliever for you that gets you some length, that maybe closes out some games for you, or he comes in, keeps you in ball games, gets big outs here and there, allows you to mount a comeback, kind of like you saw Jacob Myers do at times in 2025. And both of those roles will be very welcomed on LSU as they continue to rebuild the staff. One more thing very quickly. The other thing to note here with him, he's another right-handed pitcher. So you look at LSU, and Braxton Beatty's coming in from the recruiting class. He's withdrawn from the draft. He's a lefty. That's a freshman that'll give you a left-handed option. And you bring back 4 with Cooper Williams, Ethan Plog, Danny Lockenmeyer, and Jonah Ossie, who did not pitch this past season due to an injury. He'll be back ready, healthy to go. So that gives you 5 lefties right now that you know you're going to have on the team, but you're going to need some of them to really take a jump, like Lockenmeyer. Can Cooper Williams return to his freshman year form? Can Ethan Plog, who's got all that talent and ability, really harness it and take the next step? You're going to be counting on a lot of guys to develop or bounce back from rough seasons a year ago. And then a freshman right now in Beatty that you know is making it to campus to be your left-handed options. I don't think that's – I think if they definitely could have went out and got a left-handed arm that they really liked, they would have. I mean, they tried with Trosclair. He ended up at Tennessee. So that's something they were after. They haven't gotten it yet. But what you're looking at right now is at least 5 that you know you're going to have. But there is some uncertainty there as well. But Kaden Smith, he's an intriguing option, and he can absolutely help LSU in the next campaign for Jay Johnson as they look to get back to competing at the highest level and making a deep run into Omaha. Kaden Smith, the newest LSU baseball player, commits out of the portal on Wednesday night. All right, we're going to grab a break. Come back on the other side. We'll flip to the New Orleans Saints. A couple of honors handed down for one veteran Saint and one new New Orleans Saint. We'll tell you about that next here on AFR.
AFR.
Buying or selling, commercial or residential, think real estate, think Darren James. You want an unbelievable customer service experience? You want Darren James. It's part of his core values for Darren and his team. Darren tells me all the time, as long as I've known Darren, he said, my goal one day is to put myself out of business. I want to create such a turnkey, seamless, easy process for people to be able to buy and sell homes that they don't even need me anymore. Well, as Darren continues on that path in the meantime, he's going to help you sell your home. So if you need to sell your home, you want a realtor that quite literally sells more homes than anyone, you want Darren James. Last year, Wall Street Journal listed the top 1% of realtors in America, Darren James. So, need to sell your home fast for the most amount of money? You need Darren James. 335-7666, 335-7666, or agent225.com.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Here on the Gulf Coast, a wave says a lot. It says hello. It says thanks. It says we care. Shouldn't banking feel the same way? A friendly wave. A familiar face. Backed by all the convenient tools you need to make banking a breeze. We're Gulf Coast Bank and Trust. Give us a wave and coast into better banking.
You see what you're looking for.
People think it's all about game day, but the real work happens in the off season. And we need a healthcare team that works as hard as we do.
At FML Health, our lay of the lake, we take care of LSU football year-round.
We trust the lake.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding.
Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience, or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. Look, back pain can sideline you from the things you love. That's why I trust Dr.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
We're running about First South Farm Credit, firstsouthland.com, firstsouthland.com. Thinking of buying land, your first call should be to First South Farm Credit, firstsouthfarmcredit.com, firstsouthfarmcredit.com. Hey, remember, always encourage you to go to the website, firstsouthfarmcredit.com. If you're a farmer, no doubt you know about First South Farm Credit because they've been helping farmers buy agriculture land for more than 100 years. But if it's maybe it's that hunting property, maybe it's just your recreational property in Mississippi, maybe you want to go buy a ranch in Montana. They can help you buy land anywhere in the lower 48. Buying land is different than buying a home. You know that. So trust the people who have helped Louisianans buy land for more than 100 years. First South Farm Credit. Go to firstsouthfarmcredit.com, firstsouthfarmcredit.com. One more time, firstsouthfarmcredit.com. Your first call should be to First South Farm Credit.
All right, so it's that time of year where NFL.com, NFL Media, they go ahead and release their top 100 players for the 2026 season. And the way they do it is actually really cool. I mean, they do it in intervals of 10, right? Like 100 through 91, 90 through 83. So I guess it's not actually 10, but they split it up into different segments so they can do it over multiple days. Well, the first 83 are out now, and there are 2 New Orleans Saints already making an appearance on the list. One isn't going to surprise you very much. Where he's listed may surprise you a touch, but him being on the list won't. The other will. Or maybe it will. I was surprised. Let's start there. Cam Jordan, back in the list. Top 100 players in the NFL. For what it's worth, it's the first time Cam Jordan has appeared in NFL Media's top 100 players since 2023. So that, I mean, you're looking at 24 offseason not there, 25 offseason. Now he's back. And he just made the cut. Number 100, Cam Jordan for the Saints. Of course, just re-signing with the Saints back in mid-June. 8-time Pro Bowler. We know all of his accolades. It's interesting, though, they wrote up in this piece, Jordan's 10.5 sacks in 2025 were his most in a campaign since 2021. Of course, he had 12.5 sacks that year. Translation, Jordan still got it. Okay. To an extent, yes. I think that he does. I think Cam Jordan's actually going to do very well this season. Is he going to go out there and get 10.5 sacks again? I don't know. Probably not. Do I think he's got 6 to 8 in him this year again? I do. Because I think he fits very well in Brandon Staley's system. They really unlocked him again a year ago. And with the lower snap count that he's being asked to play right now, I mean, Cam Jordan a year ago for the New Orleans Saints played in 54% of the defensive snaps. You do that again, I think, and he stays healthy, which Cam has done his entire career. I think you look at it and you go, all right, yeah, 6 to 8 sacks in there. That's probably pretty fair for Cam Jordan this season. And for what it's worth, that's going to help get him paid. So Cat Terrell earlier today was pouring through Cam Jordan's new contract and went through the sack incentives. So the sack incentives have increased from $2 million to $3.5 million for Jordan. He gets $500K if he gets the 5 sacks, and then an additional $750K for each, and it maxes out $3.5 million, which would be 9 or more sacks. So basically, if he's going to get $3.5 million, he's going to have to get to the 10.5. But for him to just get to 5 to get $500K at an increase, that's plenty of incentive for a guy like Cam Jordan. Also, his just competitive spirit and his will to win, you like a lot. So I do think you're going to see production that you think fits the extent or the deal and the incentive-laden deal part of it that you gave him. One reason why, I mentioned it earlier, is Staley's defense. I understand that, we can go back and look at 2023, 2024, and we see 6 combined sacks over those 2 years, and that is nowhere close to the production that we were used to seeing from Cam Jordan. It's easy to look at that and go, yeah, he fell off, and to an extent that he did. Like, to an extent, he definitely was a declining player in that portion of his career, which is why when I see them say translation, Jordan still got it, I'm like, okay, let's pump the brakes maybe a touch. I think he's still plenty good enough and can contribute, but still got it. And I don't think Cam Jordan's going out there and getting 15 and a half sacks, 13 sacks, 12 sacks like he did 3 consecutive years. Like, I don't think that's where he is. So yes, declining player in that time, but it also is important to remember that also in that time, Dennis Allen tried him out inside, which is not at all where Cam Jordan belongs. And that absolutely contributed to a decline in production for him there. So I think it's a combination of both of him getting older and misuse there. Cam Jordan even really should have went and found this cut. He even scoffed about it in a media setting a year ago when he was having such a good year. He said something, I'm paraphrasing here, not quoting him, paraphrasing. It's like, oh yeah, when you move back outside, crazy how this happens, right? So that is absolutely a part of the decline that happened in those 2 years as well, but not all of it. So that's why I look at this and go, he probably falls somewhere in the middle. But I think that's plenty production from Cam Jordan, and it matches the deal that you gave him. So Cam Jordan, back on the list, number 100, top 100 players in the NFL per NFL Media. The second Saints player that has already made the list, again, I said, probably not going to surprise you that he's on there. Maybe will surprise you where. It's number 96, and it's New Orleans Saints running back Travis Etienne. So you look at his career, and obviously, for first-round draft pick that he was, maybe the numbers haven't reached the level that you thought, but when you really sit back and you look at his career so far in 4 years in Jacksonville, you see 3 1,000-yard rushing seasons. 2 of those went over 1,100, and you see a great ability in the pass game as well. You also see a player who's been extremely durable. He's played 17 games in 3 of his 4 years. And you see every down back potential in a guy like Travis Etienne. Everything we've talked about since he signed with the Saints as to why you should be super excited. Kellen Moore, though, back in mandatory mini camp, spoke about the every down aspect when he discussed what he's seen from Travis Etienne up to this point.
Yeah, I love his work ethic. Love what he's put into this entire offseason. I mean, he's here every day just training, doing everything he can. I think the cool thing is he's a really smart player. We've seen the explosiveness, but because of his smarts and his football IQ, I think he's, truly any down, every down, he can play a really valuable role in that situation where you're not rotating as much. And so, I'm excited. Obviously, running backs are a little bit of a challenge assessment right now just because the run game is fairly limited to walk through and, a couple team things here and there. So I'm excited for him, though, but he's done an awesome job.
He's coming off of a really good year, too. I mean, I don't want to bore you with the numbers that we've gone through ad nauseum so far, but I mean, you're looking at a guy who really is coming off the second best year of his career, and that's since his first 2, really. I mean, 1,107 yards, second highest total of his career, highest since his rookie season. The 7 rushing touchdowns was the second highest rushing mark since his 11 he had in his second year. His 13 total touchdowns is the highest mark of his career, and he averaged the second highest yards per attempt on the ground in his career. And he comes from a system with Liam Cohen over there in Jacksonville that, as we've discussed, has similarities to Kellen Moore. And Kellen Moore, in that same media availability, was asked why Travis Etienne is such a perfect fit for his system in New Orleans.
I think if you look at his exposure, certainly what he ran last year with Liam there, I thought he did a phenomenal job in that system. And so I think there's some similarities, from what he was asked to do. And from a run game perspective, I think his suddenness, his one cut, his vision shows up. And then, the pass game components, that he was able to utilize there, we'll certainly continue to utilize. We've used that historically. Obviously, we know the running backs who we've been a part of other places, but also here. So I think it fits in really well.
The passing game aspect of it is maybe what's most intriguing because Alvin Kamara for so long was that guy in the Saints offense. And when he was healthy a year ago with Kellen Moore, he was that guy. But, I mean, Kamara's future is technically still, I guess, undecided. He's under contract, so as long as he's under contract, he's going to play for the New Orleans Saints. But he's getting up there in age. You heard Kellen Moore in those cuts talk about the every down aspect of Travis Etienne, and make no mistake, that is what he is being brought here to do. Like, I'm not telling you the Saints aren't going to rotate it all at running back, but you're going to see Travis Etienne in there more often than not because of his ability there. That's what you're bringing him to do here. But his ability in the pass game, giving maybe some declining production from Alvin Kamara, his inability to play a full season, especially here late in his career, that's intriguing. You heard Kellen Moore right there say it. Past guys. You go back to 2023, Kellen Moore's one season as the OC in LA with the Chargers. Austin Eckler was the second running back, was the second most targeted player in the pass game in that offense. They obviously got Saquon Barkley involved in the passing game. Not as much because he was busy running for like 2,000 yards, but they got him involved in Philly. And then a season ago with Alvin Kamara had the fourth most receptions on the Saints team a year ago and was tied for the fifth most targets. So they get him involved. And that, again, that was with Kamara only playing 11 games. So you're going to see that with Etienne really get involved in that passing game. And that speaks to, again, the three down ability. But he's had some really awesome years. His second year in the league was his best receiving year at 476 yards. But a year ago was his best in touchdowns. It was only 36 receptions for just shy of 300 yards, but 6 of those receptions resulted in touchdowns. So that's the part where you look at it and you go, man, you can really use him down in the red zone. He's a good check down option, obviously, for Tyler Shuck. That does kind of seem like a really perfect marriage between Travis Etienne and Kellen Moore and that offensive system that they like to run in New Orleans. So Etienne, probably not a surprise, given the bounce back season that he had a year ago that he's on the list. When you actually put it together with his career and you see, 3 1,000-yard seasons, 2 1,100-yard seasons, great in the passing game, maybe a touch surprising that he's there at 96, but he's on the list. And those two guys playing different roles for the New Orleans Saints, but both will be asked to really contribute for the Saints here in 2026. All right, we're going to grab a break. We will come back on the other side. We'll go around the SEC, and we might actually get to learn like everything that happened in this Brendan Sorsby saga. I'll tell you about that next here on AFR.
AFR.
We're brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. Yes, hormone replacement therapy. Yes, NAD+. Yes, BPC 157. Yes, ED treatment. The bottom line is, gentlemen, I don't care how old you are. It's about how old you feel, and do you want to feel like you did when you were younger? Do you want to live a more vital life? Do you want to live a more energetic life where you wake up in the morning, your feet hit the floor, and you're rip-roaring ready to go, where you're motivated to get in the gym, where you have a great libido, where you have great mindset, energy, mental clarity, memory, all that sort of stuff? It's possible. It's affordable. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness can help you do it. Hormone replacement therapy could be a giant part of that for you. NAD Plus can literally help your cellular optimization to make you younger at a cellular level. BPC 157, tremendous in helping in recovery. Learn more. yourgoodwood.com.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
If your office is experiencing performance performance issues like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet and get back on track with Advanced Office Systems.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Eagle 98.1, the rock station. Home of the Woody Show in the morning. Scotty Mack with Rock at Work. Michelle Southern with Southern Rock. Home of LSU sports since 1998. And rock for Baton Rouge since 1985. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. To join our VIP fan club, text ROCK to 225-499-9898. Eagle 98.1, the rock station.
We're brought to you by Supper Club. You can book your reservation, supperclubbtr.com, supperclubbtr.com. One of the things about Supper Club that I love is if you want to go to Supper Club and be a baller, you can do it. You want to go to Supper Club and order a $5,000 bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, you can do it. You want to go have $400 shots of cognac, you can do it. You can have experiences at Supper Club that usually are reserved for Las Vegas and New York and Paris and Abu Dhabi. Like, that's here in Baton Rouge. But the thing you got to remember as well, if you want to go to Supper Club and have the best steak of your life and have a few appetizers, a dessert, bottle of wine, you can do it as affordably as any other restaurant in town. But the experience at Supper Club is unmatched. Introduced open seating at the bar, first come, first serve. So if you knock off of work, you want to head by Supper Club, you can walk in without a reservation, see if you can grab a bar stool or a table by the bar as well. Have a great dinner, maybe cocktail, close some business. Book your reservation, supperclubbtr.com, supperclubbtr.com.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
Well, if you just can't get enough of the Brendan Sorsby saga, which, by the way, now looks to actually be over because he'll be eligible for the NFL draft in April. He said, my bad, I accept 100% responsibility, which is probably what the NFL was actually after, was for him to finally put his hand in the air and be like, yeah, that was my bad, guys. I shouldn't have done that. Then you might be interested to know that Paramount Plus has announced a Texas Tech football docuseries that will cover the Brendan Sorsby scandal. So apparently it's a 4-episode docuseries that's chronicling all of the drama in Sorsby's situation. It sounds like they were kind of following Texas Tech this offseason anyway, and then this all unfolded and kind of became the focal point of now this documentary, if you will. This was announced back on Monday, so I'm not quite sure how we missed this. And it will be coming soon. The first episode is expected to be before the 2026 college football season kicks off. So you're looking at here probably the next 6 weeks or so, I would think, before this drops. For what it's worth, Skydance Sports Senior Vice President Greg Groggle said in a statement, quote, "This has proven to be a landscape-altering offseason, and we've been lucky to have a front-row seat. This series will present fans and viewers with an unprecedented window into everything that is defining college football today." Let's see. There was another... Micah Brown is the director on this. He worked on the docuseries Coach Prime, and then Untold. If y'all remember, like on Netflix, they always had like the Untold, and they did some sports stuff. His was Sign Stealer, the Connor Stallions deal there. So Micah Brown directing a Paramount Plus docuseries. It's going to chronicle the Brendan Sorsby scandal. You going to watch? I'm probably interested to watch that. I mean, I think we kind of know a large majority of the story. We've all covered it so closely, but to kind of see the behind the scenes aspect of that, I find that interesting for sure. I mean, it's kind of the story that just won't die. And now you get a behind the scenes. I mean, I think the reason I think this is so cool is how often. And look, I'm also not expecting this to be like groundbreaking stuff here, but like all the dirty laundry and dirty secrets exposed. That's not what I'm expecting. But how often do we watch something play out? And it doesn't just have to be in sports. In anything, you watch something play out in the media or just in the public eye, and you think to yourself, man, to be a fly on the wall in that room when that's going down, well, we might actually have a chance here. And some of the, the conversations that were had about Brendan Sorsby and his eligibility inside the walls of Texas Tech. So yeah, I'm absolutely interested in this whenever it does come out. Again, the first episode is expected before the 2026 football season kicks out. So I mean, you're thinking probably, like I said, first, 2 or 3, 6 weeks or so here before we get there. 'Cause I mean, well, we're less than 70 days probably from week 0. So I'm interested in that. Let me know if you are or not. You put it in the YouTube chat, text the show, send tweet me. Just let me know if you're interested in it. I think that's going to be pretty fascinating stuff. All right, we're going to go around the SEC here in a second, but first, a word from Matt on Parish Construction and Roofing.
Brought to you by Parish Construction and Roofing, parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Tell you every day do business with someone you know. That's me and Terrio and Richard Tilley and Joe Morales and Trent Davis and our whole staff. And we appreciate everyone so much who's giving us the opportunity. Our commercial roofing manager, Matt Pearson, sent us all a text that we were just awarded a large commercial roofing job today, and they heard us talking about it. And yes, of course, at your home, any roof repair, replacement, we love to help you out. We can install gutters for you. We do soft wash, do all of it. But I want to remind you that we are a commercial roofing company as well. So if your commercial building needs a new roof or repair, you have any issues whatsoever, we have the best guy. We went and scoured the world and found Matt Pearson in Florida, and we brought him to Baton Rouge. I'm convinced there's not a soul alive that knows more about commercial roofing than Matt Pearson. So if your commercial building is having any roof issues, roof repair, replacement, or you just need options, trust me, have a conversation with Matt Pearson. We'd love to help you out. Parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com.
All right, we do it every day around this time. Let's go ahead and knock around the SEC.
Around the SEC, bringing you the biggest news from the nation's best conference. The South Carolina Gamecocks.
5-star cornerback Josh Dobson, he's committed to the Gamecocks. They dropped a bag at his feet. Announced that decision on Wednesday night. Picked the Gamecocks over Michigan, Texas A&M, and Auburn. 6'1", 185-pounder, number 6 overall prospect, number 2 cornerback in the class of 2027. Per Rivals, per their rankings, he is the highest-ranked commitment of the Shane Beamer era.
The Arkansas Razorbacks.
Arkansas picked up a commitment from 3-star safety Rashad Silver on Wednesday night. He's out of the state of Georgia. 6'1", 170-pounder, chose the Razorbacks over Georgia and Florida. Auburn also kind of in there in the mix, just kind of off to the side there like Auburn normally is. Silver is the third pledge in Arkansas's 2027 class from the Peach State. He is the number 109th ranked safety in the country.
The Florida Gators.
A couple of baseball notes here for Kevin O'Sullivan's squad. Former Oklahoma Sooner outfielder Drew Dickerson committed to the Florida Gators. Part of the national title team, obviously, for the Sooners a year ago. Made 22 starts, mostly as a DH. Hit 281, 4 homers, and 21 RBI. He played in 35 games. And then Samford catcher Eddie Marshall also committed to the Florida Gators later that evening. Hit 252 and 123 at-bats across 43 games, 35 starts as a freshman, 12 homers and 27 RBI. He was freshman all-conference in the Southern Conference. Now he'll head to Gainesville and play for Sully and the boys.
Texas A&M!
Rough day for Oklahoma baseball in the transfer portal. Texas A&M baseball also landed an Oklahoma outfield transfer, Alec Blair. He just finished his freshman season at Oklahoma. He will have 4 years of eligibility left with the new 5-for-5 model. 6'6", left-handed hitter, appeared in 30 games, made 24 starts for the champion Sooners, 247 average. You look at 2 homers, 18 RBI, and he scored 11 times. He'll head to play for Mike Early.
the Mississippi State Bulldogs.
And a quick basketball note here for the Bulldogs. Chris Jans' squad, they'll head to the Battle for Atlantis and the Thanksgiving Showcase there. It'll be played November 25th through the 27th in the Bahamas. Other teams involved, Memphis, Penn State, and Wake Forest. Mississippi State's opponents yet to be confirmed, but they will play 2 of those teams when they head to the Bahamas. Year 5 under Chris Jans, 13-19 a year ago. They're looking for a bounce back and their 4th NCAA tournament appearance when the season kicks off in November. There you have it. That is around the SEC. This is after further review here on a Thursday. Last day of the week for us. We're getting set to send you into your 4th of July holiday. Looking forward to the 4th of July, man. It's always one of my favorite holidays. I think it's the premier summer holiday as a matter of fact. So you know I'm fired up. Weather's supposed to be pretty darn good this weekend too. Maybe we'll get into some of our 4th of July plans a little bit later on in the show. If you want to share yours, again, YouTube chat, drop them in there. Tweet me at Musso Matthew. You can text the show 225-490-1045. Let us know your 4th of July plans. We'll get into that a little bit later on in the show too. As again, it is the premier summer holiday. It's better than Memorial Day. It's better than Labor Day. It is the premier summer holiday is July 4th, and that obviously is Saturday. 250 years for America, man. Freedom. You love to see it. All right, we'll grab a break. Come back on the other side. Close out hour number 1 here on a Thursday edition of AFR.
After further review.
Brought to you by Glow Resources. If you are a business owner, if you're an HR manager, a VP, an ops manager, if you're the person in charge of hiring at your job, at your place of business, and you're having trouble finding the right people, you need Glow Resources. And I want to remind you, Glow Resources, they're exceptional when it comes to skilled blue-collar workers and also white-collar divisions. Remember, Glow Resources has a full professional placement division. So we're talking about office administrators, executive-level assistants, assistant controllers, plant managers, scheduling assistants, basically any type of office job. Accounting, HR, marketing, managerial, supervisor roles. If you're having trouble finding those people and sometimes hard to fill roles, Glow Resources specialize. They recruit nationwide. For example, they had a Baton Rouge company that was looking for an engineer. They found the employee in Florida to work the job in California. It's Glow Resources. Check them out online today. GLO, glowresources.com.
At Parrish, we take pride in building roofs that last because championships are built on commitment, not just on the floor or the court, but your home too.
Parrish Construction and Roofing. ParrishBuilt.com.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.
Hello, I'm Collins Meredith. If you've been injured on the job, you likely have a workers' compensation claim, but you may also have a tort claim, which opens up significant recovery rights not normally available for a work injury. If this is you, call us or come see us at Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish Contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Eagle 98.1, the rock station. Home of the Woody Show in the morning. Scotty Mack with Rock at Work. Michelle Southern with Southern Rock. Home of LSU sports since 1998. And rock for Baton Rouge since 1985. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. To join our VIP fan club, text ROCK.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
Brought to you by Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. You know, when we talk about Relief Windows every day, I always say windows, doors, siding. And now shutters as well. They do your indoor shutters. Same thing as the windows. Custom made, measured to fit your windows, custom fit for your windows, lifetime warranty on your windows, your shutters. But Brandon, you often hear say their number one product is customer satisfaction. And that's not just a catchy line. That's not a cliche phrase. Have an experience with Relief Windows and you'll understand. They go to the ends of the earth to make sure their customers are thrilled with the work they do. As a matter of fact, Relief Windows never takes $1 from you. You will not, no deposit, no down payment. They take all the risk. They will not take $1 until you're thrilled with the work they do. Who else does that? Only Relief Windows. Check them out online at ReliefWindows.com.
All right, so I found this kind of funny today. It's literally the only reason we're talking about it on the show, because I don't think many of you give a rat's behind about the Miami Heat. But this I found really funny. So Tim Hardaway Jr. is now a member of the Miami Heat, right? He's going to play with the Heat, signed as a free agent, guard, great three-point shooter, all those things, right? But he will not be able to wear his number 10 that he's worn in college and for portions of his NBA career. I mean, he wore it in Denver, wore 10. You might say, well, why? Well, the number's retired. And the person who won't unretire his number is Tim Hardaway Sr. He will not unretire his own number for his own son to wear in Miami.
That is sad.
You're an NBA guy. Like,
yeah.
What are we doing, Tim Hardaway Sr.?
That's terrible. In my opinion, like there's one exception, and that's only if it's like a son or like even a nephew. I'll even do it for nephew. Like I'm sure if LeBron James had his number retired and Bronny James wanted to wear it, he would 100% let his son wear his number.
Absolutely. So Tim Hardaway Sr. was on WQAM radio in Miami Wednesday afternoon. He said, quote, "My legacy is my legacy, and he's doing it his way. Even though he likes to wear 10, he loves to wear 10, but that is not coming down from the rafters." He continued, quote, quote, "That is tough to do, and when it's up there, you want it to stay up there, and you don't want nobody to touch it. I love him. I love him to death. I'm happy for him. Now he's going to his hometown team. I never done that, and so I'm happy that he's doing that. But no, he can't wear number 10.
See, that's a fair point. That like
no,
of
it's
him,
not.
No. Of him like getting it like up to the rafters. That's an incredible.
Yes.
But like it can still be up there, and his son still wear the number. It doesn't mean you have to take it down. But does Junior say anything? Like, what's his opinion on that?
I haven't seen a response from him. I mean, I assume. You know, Senior told him this, right, even when he signed with the Heat. Like, hey, son, congratulations, but you're gonna have to wear 11 because you're not wearing 10, right? But you know, you mentioned it going up into the rafters, and look, Tim Hardaway Sr., obviously really good player, multi-time All-Star, like really on some great Heat teams. But I thought to myself, and I said, you know, if you would have asked me, and I didn't look, I'm like, hey, Moose, retired numbers for the Heat, who you got? I would not have said Tim Hardaway Sr.
No.
Like, Chris Bosh's number 1 is retired. Makes sense.
Yeah.
He made an All-Star game every year he played with the Heat and won 2 championships. Mm-hmm. Tracks. Dwayne Wade, obviously. Dwayne Wade is the Miami Heat.
He runs that city.
Right. Shaq,
Yeah.
I could look at that and go, all right, Shaq wasn't really there that long.
Third best team.
He won a championship. Yeah. He if it was a MVP runner-up, so I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Udonis Haslem, that's when I'd look at and go, all right. But he was a career Heat player. Won 3 titles, 20 seasons, all with the Heat. Makes sense. Alonzo Mourning played actually with Hardaway Sr.
That's true.
His numbers retired. 2-time Defensive Player of the Year when he was with the Heat. 5 All-Star games with the Heat. Finished top 3 in the MVP twice with the Heat.
Yeah.
Makes sense. You go to Hardaway Sr. and it's like, he made 2 All-Star games. He finished top 6 in the MVP voting twice. He didn't. He had 1 great season where he averaged 20 points. Was really good. They ran into Jordan's Bulls a time or two in the playoffs, and then the Knicks eliminated him twice. But it's like, when I look at it, it's like, you're a great player. I understand that. Like, you're legendary, but your number's also up there with, like, Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
I think you can pull it down and let your son wear it, Tim. Like, what?
It
Come
comes
on,
down
man.
to a prideful,
Well, I know. And athletes, and look, Carson Palmer had the same conversation about a couple months ago on his podcast where USC has asked him to unretire his 3 for incoming recruits. And he said, no, hell no. But he did say in that podcast that the only way he would do it is if one of his sons went to USC and wanted to wear. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that should be an exception. It's your kid, man.
If I was the father, I would be
It's in the
proud.
family.
I would be proud that he would want to wear my number and like continue the legacy.
Yes.
100%.
Clean it up, Tim Hardaway Sr. Let Junior wear number 10, man. Come on. What are we doing? It stays in the family at least that way. But I did find that really funny. I was just like, dang, that feels a little hard. No, son. Go pick your own number. All right, that's about going to do it here for hour number 1 of AFR. We'll come back on the other side. Greedy James, decision expected next.
After further review.
Box combo for George. I see you, Luis. Food's on the way.
Please don't. Hey, you know you can use your hands, right?
Got those box combos for you. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith with Locke Meredith Sean Fagan & Associates. We take great pride in educating our clients about their rights. Whether you're injured at work or while you drive, call our office at 272-5555. Knowledge is power, and you should know your rights after an injury.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Locke Meredith Sean Fagan & Associates. When insurance companies have been unfair, we've never been afraid to go to trial. Fighting hard to protect your rights, we never settle a case out of convenience. We only settle when it's right for you. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product's always customer satisfaction. Come visit us at reliefwindows.com. By the way, we do shutters too.
Hey everybody, Drew Brees here.
Over the years, I've learned that the best teams are built on trust, preparation, and doing things the right way. That's one of the reasons I'm excited to announce that the Breeze Dream Foundation and I are partnering with Parish Construction and Roofing. Together, we are committed to helping families prepare for hurricane season. That's why Parish Construction and Roofing, the Breeze Dream Foundation, and WAFB are partnering to provide one capital area family with a brand new fortified roof. Visit WAFB.com/contest to enter the giveaway and view official rules and eligibility requirements. Because stronger homes build stronger communities.
My name is Mike Krumholt, and I've been with First American Bank for 4 years. What makes First American Bank special is we're able to offer all the products and services that any other big bank can offer. What sets us apart is being able to give that small town feel that someone can pick up the phone and they can talk to someone or stop by the branch and get excellent customer service.
Sports Center.
I'm John Ryder. One World Cup knockout stage game has just gone final, and Spain is moving on to the round of 16 after a 3-0 win over Austria in Los Angeles. Team USA advancing as well after a 2-0 victory over Bosnia last night in Santa Clara. But the U.S. will not have star striker Folarin Balogun for their round of 16 match against Belgium after he received a questionable red card in the second half. U.S. team manager Mauricio Pochettino.
For me, never is a red card. Watching after on TV, and never was the intention to step up of the player. That was a normal action in football that happened because by accident, and it's never intentional. That is why for me, it's never red card.
U.S. takes on Belgium on Monday in Seattle. After being traded by the Celtics to the rival 76ers yesterday, Jaylen Brown posted on social media that he's both excited and disappointed. The revamped Sixers continue to add after agreeing on a 2-year deal with free agent guard Anthony Simons today, reports ESPN's Sham Sharania.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Friday, we'll continue to react to all the fallout from Boston's decision to trade Jaylen Brown to the 76ers, including what's next for the Celtics. It's on Sportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's rock!
Off and running. Welcome in, hour number 2. After further review, here on a Thursday, final day of the week for us here, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Braxton Rizzuto, Cassie Spazzali along for the ride, and glad to have you along for the ride here as well as we get set to send you into your 4th of July weekend. Really good show. So far, remember, we reacted to the latest LSU baseball transfer portal commit, right-handed pitcher Kaden Smith. That was a really fun conversation. Talked to some New Orleans Saints as well. There's going to be a documentary on Brendan Soares. We covered all of that in hour number 1, and still a lot to get to here in hours 2 and 3. Tyler Shuck has made an appearance in Pro Football Focus's quarterback rankings for 2026. Talk a little bit about that, his strengths, his weaknesses, where he needs to improve, all things that Pro Football Focus dove into. So we'll get to that a little bit later on in the show as well. And LSU baseball, we knew they were going to head out to Vegas for the Live Like Lou Classic. Once again, a peak events tournament here in 2027. We now know the field, and it is awesome. And I can't wait to talk about that at the bottom of this hour, as well as an honor for an incoming LSU transfer that you're going to hear about as well. So we'll do that in a few moments as we move through the hour. Are expecting a announcement from Greedy James, 4-star defensive back, that LSU is favored to flip from Texas here today. It seems like that ceremony is underway now. I was hoping that we would kind of have the announcement straight up 4:00. But we we'll wait and see for that to come down. But all of it is expected. All the expectation is heaped upon that for it to be Greedy James flipping from Texas to LSU. So while we wait for that ceremony to wrap up, let's move ahead here, and we'll pass along an update on LSU basketball's roster building. So Glenn West over at On 3, you got to remember, Glenn moved to On 3 now. He had this report earlier today about Yam Madar and LSU. So if you're unfamiliar with Yam Madar, he's one of the more highly touted, sought-after international prospects that LSU was going after. He was playing in Israel. He's an Israeli guard. And he was going to be one of the guys really at the heart of eligibility fight with RJ Lewis. LSU was looking to argue he should be allowed an eligibility in a year of eligibility in college because of military service. You'll remember we've talked about this plenty, and you've seen the NCAA accept that in the past for international players alike, where it's mandated by their country, their home country, that they have to serve in the military. Madar had to go through that, so LSU seemed like they had felt pretty good about that. And the last few days, again, according to this report from Glenn, Madar and his current team in Israel have announced a parting of ways, which you would assume opens the door, right, for him to join LSU, for them to go have this eligibility fight, and for him to play in the purple and gold. And if only it were so simple. Now, other reports have surfaced, these coming from Basket News. Never heard of Basket News. But, I mean, you look at this, they certainly have a foothold in basketball news, but especially international basketball news, so we'll trust them. That Madar is also now weighing staying overseas and joining another professional club. One of them in Jerusalem and another one in Tel Aviv to further his basketball career. So that maybe is a little bit of an unexpected hitch potentially in this plan for LSU to get Madar to campus, go through the eligibility fight, and have him there. Obviously, no decision has been made. I'm not here to speculate if that's a decision between LSU and him that, okay, maybe the eligibility thing wasn't going to go the way they wanted. That's not what I'm here to do. Obviously, I guess that could be a portion of this, but the news is he's parted ways with his team, which you would think opens the door for him to join LSU. But now, again, the reports from our great friends over at Basket News that he is weighing options to stay overseas and continue his professional career with a team in Jerusalem and or another team in Tel Aviv. So the more important thing there is, okay, what does that mean for LSU in 2026, 2027? Because the roster building from this offseason has just been kind of unlike anything we've seen, at least in college basketball, or at least that we're used to here at LSU. Will Wade really employing a new approach here. So, and as we've talked about here, I know I've talked about this when we've mentioned LSU basketball when I've been filling in for Scone, is guard is like, it's the one thing you're missing. You started out with this class and you got a lot of shooters. Like, you got buckets in this class early. And everyone was looking at it going, hey, man, Will Wade's teams can always score at LSU, but they kind of struggle with defending. Where are the defenders? And then those came later. Like Salu Niang, like Bryce Desire, all those guys we talked about, and you've really bolstered this class, provided you get everybody through eligibility, this class with scoring and defense and length and athleticism and all of those things. What you haven't done is found a point guard to really be able to distribute the ball to those guys. Like Abdi Bashir is a scorer. He's a 2. Like, he's not going to go out there and really distribute the basketball for you. You're going to get the ball to him and let him shoot. Let him score. When you look at the guards that kind of have Divine Ugachukwu, obviously from Michigan State, Austin Nunez, also on this team, those guys are certainly capable of handling, but they maybe aren't the most dynamic point guards that you would like to see dish out the ball. Think kind of like DJ Thomas a year ago. That is a true point guard. You're kind of missing that piece still from this team. So Ugachukwu, Nunes, they're on the team. They're capable of doing that. But that really still is maybe that one area that you look at this LSU team and you go, okay, can you get that guy there to really get the ball to your scorers? Madar certainly could have been that, still can be. But the eligibility case does present hurdles other than the military. I mean, he's going to turn 26 years old during the basketball season. That was a hurdle that LSU would obviously have to get over there. But if he decides against staying in the professional leagues over there overseas, playing for a new club and coming to LSU, well then you've got another guard who can really bolster your team. That's a great sign for LSU. If not, where do you turn? And I think that's the question that really lingers, that makes this whole situation interesting, is where LSU turns if Madar does indeed decide to remain overseas and continue his professional career. We'll keep you posted, obviously, as that unfolds. All right, so we do. It's at further review, AFR here on a Thursday. Moose win for Moscona. We now do have the official announcement. Greedy James has flipped his commitment from Texas. He will join LSU's signing class. It's a 4-star defensive back. How about this? We'll grab a break. We'll come back on the other side. We'll give you a full reaction to Greedy James joining LSU's class next here on AFR.
AFR.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. If you've been injured and it's not your fault, do what injured people in Louisiana have done for more than 30 years. Call Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. 888-8888. It's all 8s. 888-8888. I don't even need to give you the area code because no matter where you are in the state, it doesn't matter. Just dial 888-8888 for Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. Gordon does an awesome job, man. He's a great person. They've been so invested in our communities with all the charitable and service work that they do. They give back into the communities that they represent, no matter what time of year. If it's the bike giveaway for kids around Christmas time, if it's the laptop giveaway around back to school time, if it's the charitable work they do during October for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, they're always involved in the community. We tell you all the time, of course, about the G Team and what Gordon's done with NIL and the opportunities that he's afforded student athletes. Just a great, great community partner. If you've been injured, you need representation, go to getgordon.com. That's getgordon.com. Get Gordon and get it done.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product's always customer satisfaction. Come visit us at reliefwindows.com. By the way, we do shutters too.
Love telling you about River Parish Contractors. rpcontractors.com is the website if you're looking for work, or you may not even know you're looking for work. River Parish Contractors, you need to make this call. Call Big Jake over at River Parish Contractors because they got tons of work lined up. So you want overtime? They got as much overtime as you want. So you never have to. A lot of places want to hire, give you a good rate, but they don't want you to work overtime. Not a River Parish Contractors. They got as much overtime as you want to work. You want to work night shifts when it's cooler? You could do that. You want to work day shifts? Got it. Look, there's no rainouts. They have amazing benefits. They've got PTO. If you're a welder, pipe fitter, pipe cutter, you got to get in touch with my friends over at River Parish Contractors. Call Big Jake or go to rpcontractors.com, rpcontractors.com. Right there in Reserve, River Parish Contractors, rpcontractors.com.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
All right, well, what was really one of the worst kept secrets here over the past few weeks, this is not really new, LSU, they have pulled off the flip. Greedy James, defensive back, class of 2027, is now in the LSU Tigers class, flipping over from the Texas Longhorns game. We said this is kind of really one of the worst kept secrets over the last few weeks. We had Shay Dixon with us yesterday, and Shay even pointed out Texas yesterday took a commitment from a defensive back in Brandon Sherrard, expecting that Greedy James would not be part of this class. So as we said, 4-star. He's LSU's 15th commit now for the class of 2027. We'll see what that does for them kind of in like the rankings and whatnot. Their class stands at 13th before the commitment. He's the number 28 safety, number 47 player out of the state of Texas. Comes from Manville High School in Manville, Texas. Big time high school football over there in Texas. Manville's part of that. So it's a really good class as well. I mentioned Shay Dixon was with us yesterday. When he was with us yesterday, he touched on Greedy Williams and his recruitment, what the Tigers are getting.
Texas has him committed as a safety. That's where he's ranked as a 4-star. But Corey Raymond has recruited him at corner and has kind of done that from the start. And I mentioned before on the show, his dad, Greedy James's dad, is from New Orleans, graduated from St. Aug. His uncle graduated from St. Aug. So he's got Louisiana ties here that are more than just how did they flip a kid from Texas? How are they going to go about and do that? Was it just money? No, it's, I think, one, development. I think this is a kid who's buying into the Corey Raymond DBU philosophy, and the other is having those connections to Louisiana. Kind of made that official visit, as he told us, kind of really comfortable for him, his parents. His uncle was on the visit too, so you had a couple St. Aug grads on that visit. And when he announces tomorrow, I fully expect the pick to be LSU, and that would give Corey his 2 cornerbacks, and then we see if they add any more from there.
So there you go. I mean, it's Shay calling a shot. It hits. Second cornerback commitment. It is interesting to see him be safety. Texas had him committed as a safety. Really, everybody else was recruiting him as a safety. LSU recruits him as cornerback. Look, I think we all trust Corey Raymond's eye and Corey Raymond's development when it comes to those guys. I mean, we literally joked and laughed and all those things about, when LSU got Marquez Davis, the other cornerback, into this class. And it's like, well, it's long 6'3" guy, a 3-star, small Opelousas, Northwest High School in Louisiana, basically the Corey Raymond special, right? And we all just kind of look at that and go, yeah, it makes sense. Like we're not gonna sneeze that. Same thing here. Corey Raymond thinks this guy can play cornerback. Then I think he can play cornerback. I obviously trust Corey Raymond's evaluation there implicitly. I mean, I think he's earned the benefit of the doubt there. No one's gonna really push back there. So it gives you the 2 in the class. Shay said we'll see if they add any more. We kind of talked a little bit later in that interview about safety and corner, and Shay's like, I think they kind of wanted 2 for each of those positions. So maybe they're done, but that's 2 really good pieces that you add in here. I mean, again, Williams fits that mold, 6'1", 170, long guy, what Corey likes at corner. So you love that aspect. What's interesting about it, though, is when you look at LSU's cornerback room, that is a room That is not short on numbers. And you're adding 2 more here in this class. I went through it today, and just looking at scholarship cornerbacks on LSU's squad for 2026, for the upcoming season, I counted 9 scholarship corners. Now, Aiden Anding's injured, so he won't play this season. Remember, he had the Achilles in actually on an interception during spring practice this past spring. So he's out. So maybe we're really looking at 8. And while cornerback depth is maybe an issue this year because of that, I mean, Lane Kiffin has spoke about that kind of at length. We've played those cuts for you numerous times. After Anding's injury, he's like, yeah, someone's got to step up. And then at the end of spring, did anyone step up? No, we're still looking. And, they go and they add, from the JUCO ranks, they're really trying to find a body that can really come in and contribute immediately like they were expecting Aiden Anding to do before his injury. So while you look at it this year and you say, okay, after Pickett, Woodland, Jakeem Jackson, what do you have there kind of behind that? It looks like a problem, but going forward, this is one of the deepest rooms on LSU's team. So like I said, I counted 9. All 9 of them have eligibility remaining. All of them. DJ Pickett's a sophomore. He'll be back next year. You'll have Aiden Anding coming off of injury. He'll be back. Jakeem Jackson can obviously come back. He's a redshirt junior. Now you have the 5 for 5. He might even end up with another year because he falls in there, although he has redshirted, but still, he still has a 5th year if he wanted to return. That doesn't even count the 3 freshmen that you just brought in with Haven Finney, who was like a top 10 cornerback in the country. He's obviously got eligibility that he'll definitely have. Amari Peterson goes in there. Des Ellis. Those are the 3 that you brought in. Like, you have a lot of bodies there. Now, I'm also not naive, so I'm not going to sit here and tell you, hey, man, all 9 of them are going to come back next year. No, that's not going to happen at all. It's going to be one of the more fascinating positions to watch in the transfer portal actually after next year. You have a guy in P.J. Woodland. P.J. Woodland, who really burst onto the scene a year ago after, playing sporadically as a freshman, really kind of showing out at times, and then starting all 13 games, having a great season for LSU. It's very likely that he builds on that and ends up a draft pick come April. So he'll probably forego his extra year of eligibility. But the point is, all of them have that option if they wanted to return. Yes, some will enter the portal. You'll probably get an experienced player potentially there out of the portal, depending on how this year goes with some of the freshmen you brought in or some of the guys behind Aiden Anding. And again, you'll have Anding back. So you'll have turnover there. But you're bringing in 2 more to add to a crowded room already. But in that cut, Shea said something about Greedy James that's very intriguing when he's talking about, hey, how do you get this guy to flip from Texas, right? Everyone's going to, in today's age, you're going to assume, money. LSU paid him more. They dropped the bag. Shea was very quick to say, no, it's Louisiana ties. Multiple people in his family went to St. Aug. They're originally from New Orleans. Those ties bind, man. Like, we know that about Louisiana. But it was the second part of it when he talked about the development. And doesn't that just play into every conversation we've had about LSU high school recruiting to date here? They're looking for guys who are going to come, stay, and develop. It's the same thing with a guy like Marquez Davis, who's the 3-star we touched on earlier, the other cornerback in this class from Opelousas, Louisiana guy who fits the mold, who needs some development, who's going to come, work with Corey Raymond, stay, and get better. Greedy James certainly feels like he fits that mold as well. Louisiana ties, come, stay, develop. If this was about money, if this was about immediate playing time, there were other options, and he could have stayed committed to Texas. He didn't. He wanted to be at LSU. He wanted to play for Corey Raymond. He's really bought in to that model, and he will be a very talented piece to add to your cornerback room. This feels like a significant get for LSU, especially when you look at how the cornerback recruiting played out. Josh Dobson, who committed to South Carolina Wednesday night, who we just talked about. I mean, that, in the past recruiting era, that's Corey Raymond's guy. He's the top cornerback in the nation. They have the great relationship. Boom. LSU is going to get him. I mean, go down the list. It's happened time and time again. And then Corey would go find, his 6'3" project and all that and developing, and you'd end up with 2 great cornerbacks on your squad. But for Dobson, LSU wasn't going to pay that much. Why? What we just went through with the cornerback room. That article we referenced yesterday from Pete Nakos, where he talked to all the general managers and whatnot, Dobson was mentioned there. And Dobson was mentioned as getting $1.5 million from South Carolina. Like, that was the offer that he had. That's the number that was stated in there from a Power 4 general manager. LSU's not about that right now at the cornerback position. Why? They have numbers. They feel good at that room. Let's go get guys who want to be here, who will stay and develop. Greedy James, Marquez Davis. That's your cornerback class right now. And I'll tell you right now, it looks like a pretty darn good cornerback class. So Greedy James officially now flips from Texas into LSU's class. That gives LSU, as you said at the top of this, 15 commits here for the class of 2027, and now 2 cornerbacks in the class as well. We're still waiting on Jaden Anding, Aiden's brother. He could be LSU's first safety commit. Remember, if you're unfamiliar there, Jaden Anding was set to announce Wednesday at 12:30. All signs really indicated LSU over Ole Miss there. He postponed that decision when we had Shea Dixon on the show yesterday. He really said it's kind of a more get your ducks in the row, cross the T's, dot the I's thing. It's still LSU, more than likely for Jaden Anding. We're still just waiting on that official word to come down. So he likely is the next one to join LSU's class. We just have to wait and see ultimately when we get to that point. But for now, Greedy James has pulled the trigger and flipped from Texas to LSU. All right, we're going to grab a break. Before we do that, though,
brought to you by Evamore. Drink Evamore, EVAMOR, Evamore.com, Evamore.com. For elite athletes, for someone who just wants a healthier lifestyle. Maybe you're a parent, you want a healthier option for your children. Evamore is a great option. I would highly encourage you, bottom line, if you're drinking tap water, don't. Bare minimum, filter your tap water. But the best option is Evamore. This is natural artesian water. It's underground aquifers on the north shore of Lake Pontchartrain, right there in Covington. They dug a well into that aquifer, and I mean, it's literally thousands of years in the making. That's why they call it Mother Nature's masterpiece. That's what they're pulling out of the ground. The only filtration is take like the sediment from the ground out of the water, and it goes right into the bottle. So it never touches air until you uncap it, take that first delicious sip. Learn more where you can buy it, great retailers or online, EVAMOR, Evamore.com.
All right. Without further review here on a Thursday, Musso in for Moscona. We're going to grab a break. When we come back on the other side, we'll flip back to some LSU baseball. The Live Like Lou Vegas Classic Tournament field has been announced, and the date. So we know LSU's opponents and the dates when the baseball team will head out to Vegas next spring for that little round-robin event. The tournament field is awesome. I'm very excited about that. So I want to talk about that and what it could mean for LSU season in 2027, as well as an honor for an incoming LSU transfer to tell you about as well. So that's next here on AFR.
AFR.
We're brought to you by Clegg's Nursery with 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. Siegen near Airline, LA 16 in Denham, Mid-City on Don Moore, Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. You know those 4 locations, and what an awesome time to get by Clegg's Nursery because they still have every single day shipments of flowers coming in, plants, trees, shrubs. You want to beautify the exterior of your home. You want to add that pop of color to your flower bed, to your patio pots. Maybe you got unwanted pests like ants or snakes or mosquitoes, wasps. They can help you take care of all of them. Maybe you got weeds coming up in your lawn. You want to get rid of that. Maybe you got dead spots in your lawn. The horticulturists, the professionals at Clegg's Nursery have the knowledge, the know-how, the expertise, and all the products you need to win Yard of the Month every month for your whole life. Guaranteed. Actually, I can't back that up. You have to do some of the work, too. It's Clegg's Nursery.
If your office is experiencing performance performance issues like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files? Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet and get back on track with Advanced Office Systems.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
The Assumption Parish Sheriff's Office protects and serves over 132,000 residents across the parish.
Keeping our community safe is our mission, and Rev Fiber plays a critical role in how we respond. Whether it's training in our special divisions, forensics investigations, or fielding emergency calls in our operations center, Rev Business connects our teams in real time, which is why we partner with Rev Business.
Get 6 months free of Rev Business services. Call or click today.
Hey everybody, Drew Brees here. Over the years, I've learned that the best teams are built on trust, preparation, and doing things the right way. That's one of the reasons I'm excited to announce that the Breeze Dream Foundation and I are partnering with Parish Construction and Roofing. Together, we are committed to helping families prepare for hurricane season. That's why Parish Construction and Roofing, the Breeze Dream Foundation, and WAFB are partnering to provide one capital area family with a brand new fortified roof. Visit WAFB.com/contest to enter the giveaway and view official rules and eligibility requirements. Because stronger homes build stronger communities.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs. Set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
Quick reminder about Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, lmfj.com. lmfj.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. They're the best. If you are, gentlemen, thinking about popping the question and you're thinking about where am I going to go buy that diamond, I want you to consider this. There are places that will sell you man-made lab diamonds, but what are you buying? It's according to its makeup and characteristics, sure, diamond. But is it going to hold its value? Like, is that the way you want to say, I love you, I want to spend the rest of my life with you? Go to Lee Michaels. Go to Lee Michaels. Walk in the door. Experience the thing I talk about all the time, which is the Lee Michaels experience. It's Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry with 10 locations. Baton Rouge, 2 locations in Baton Rouge. New Orleans, Lafayette, Shreveport, Mississippi, Texas as well. 10 locations across 3 states. It's Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Thrill her, gentlemen. Thrill her with a gift in the red box from Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry.
All right, so earlier during LSU's baseball season, it was on Jay Johnson's radio show one week. He had announced that LSU was going to head out to Vegas for a peak events tournament like Frisco and Jacksonville, like they played in this past year. They're going to go to Vegas and play in the Live Like Glue Las Vegas College Baseball Classic. Of course, this past year was the Live Like Lou Jacksonville Classic. This one, of course, in Vegas. We didn't know the opponents or the field or anything at that time. Now we do. That was announced earlier here on Thursday, and wow. So the tournament will take place Friday through Sunday, like it always does, March 5th through the 7th in 2027. LSU will be in Vegas. They will face, in some order, we don't know the order that the opponents are going to be, Arizona State, Iowa, and Oregon State. Yo, that's a field. Now, that's a field. Because I'm going to tell you, Jay loves the peak events, and they're great events. They're put on very well. It's a first-class operation. Like, he loves to go to those. He went to them at Arizona. I will say, though, over the last couple of years, I've been a little disappointed in the fields that LSU's faced. Not necessarily because it hurt your resume. LSU plays in the SEC. This isn't really a resume conversation. Now, it can't. You're not going to turn down the help that it can give your resume, obviously, when you have a field like this one. But just from maybe the competition level, when you go back through these and, you look at this past year in Jacksonville and, LSU faced Notre Dame, Indiana, UCF. Like, UCF was the only team out of that bunch to make the NCAA tournament. Granted, LSU didn't make the NCAA tournament either, but I mean, that's the only bunch there. Notre Dame obviously had some good players. I mean, hell, Waters, he's coming to play for LSU now. Like, you saw good players, but it's not necessarily the top flight programs. And that's really been kind of an issue of mine with, and not just the peak events. When LSU was in the College Classic in Houston this last time in 2024, you face Texas, but there's also Texas State, ULL. ULL, really good program. Texas State, good program. Not Arizona State, Oregon State. Like, not that branding. So to get to play two of those in one tournament, that's huge. And then Iowa, awesome. The last time LSU played Iowa in a peak event was 2023. Iowa beat them, actually. Who was the pitcher that Iowa had? Oh, man. He threw 100. He didn't know where it was going, but he threw 100. He also was a wide receiver on their football team, but he had given that up and concentrated on golf. It's a Happy Gilmore reference. He'd given that up and really focused solely on baseball, and I cannot remember his name. But Iowa made the NCAA Tournament of the Year, and Sam Houston, who LSU played that year also. So that's the last time LSU has faced a field where two teams made the NCAA Tournament. You're looking at the potential probably for all three of these teams maybe, but Arizona State and Oregon State are going to be there. So I love that, again, not from a resume standpoint, but for the test that it's going to give you early in the season. Because, again, no disrespect to Indiana, UCF, and Notre Dame a year ago, but LSU looked like the best team in the country that weekend, and it turns out LSU was playing their best baseball of the season that weekend as well. And they looked invincible, and then you got into league play and all of that kind of unraveled. These are going to be great tests. When you face Arizona State, that's a really good offense that your pitching staff's going to have to go up against. And by the way, Landon Hairston, Harry Bonds, who was runner-up for the Golden Spikes Award, he's back. Like, you're going to get to face that guy when you go face Arizona State in Vegas. Love that aspect of it. Willie Bloomquist has done a great job. That team gave Ole Miss everything they wanted in the Lincoln Regional this past postseason. That's a really good program historically, and that Willie Bloomquist has going in the right direction. And again, a marquee player who was a Golden Spikes runner-up like Landon Hairston, who LSU will get to face. That's awesome. Love that. Oregon State. We know the type of program that Oregon State is. 3 national championships. Pat Casey built a powerhouse that has continued. The interesting thing there is I don't think Dax Whitney, their ace pitcher, will be back from Tommy John when you play them in March. That might be more of a April-May type thing for Oregon State, so you might dodge that, but Oregon State has plenty of pitching to go around, and you're going to see marquee player. I mean, that's a program that was in Omaha in 2025 when LSU was there. Recent success is back with Oregon State, so I love that. And then, yes, that's going to give you the true test that you really, really want to see, that so many people clamored for this season when LSU, when it went poorly for them in conference play. You heard, well, they weren't prepared for SEC, and I don't necessarily think that's totally true. I think that could be a part of it. And I mean, I did just tell you, like, I wish you had a better field to where you could get that test, and you will this year, and I like that. But that's not the whole reason LSU wasn't very good this year. They just weren't very good. You missed in the portal. You couldn't throw strikes. You couldn't field the ball to save your life. Like, we understand why they went wrong, but you clamored for it. Here it is. That is 2 Power 4 teams, but I count Oregon State as that with the talent level that they get. So 3. And you know Oregon State's going to win a bunch of games because, well, their schedule isn't great anymore now they're not in the league. I guess the new Pac-12 or whatever it is. It's not a Power 4 league, but they'll be back in a conference. So that might dictate their schedule a little bit more, but they're going to be easily the best baseball team in that conference. So, they'll win a lot of games, and the RPI is based off of wins. So you beat Oregon State, that'll help you. Hell, even if you don't, it'll be a very good loss. So this is great all around. The other thing that's great is LSU can go out to West Coast, and they're going to get put on a different body clock, and they're going to really have to, adjust to that, which is fantastic. And they'll actually stay out there on Monday the 8th and play a game against UNLV. So I love it. I love the field. Love the test you're going to get. Love the players you're going to get to go up against. And yeah, I mean, it's not going to hurt your resume. Although, again, LSU's not going to be in a situation like they were this past season very often where you're looking at an RPI in like the 70s. LSU, more often than not, their resume is going to really take care of themselves. But, of course, this doesn't hurt. So I'm fired up about that. And I tell you what, if LSU fans, if you needed any more incentive to go out to Las Vegas for this event, like, why would you? I mean, it's LSU fans in Vegas. It goes together, like cereal and milk. But this field is even more of the incentive. I mean, I don't even care who LSU opens up with or plays the second week. Get me to like week 3 when they go out there to Vegas so I can watch these games. It's going to be awesome, awesome baseball for 3 days. And who doesn't want to watch Oregon State and Arizona State, right? I mean, it's just round robin deal. Like, all those teams are going to play each other. That's going to be an awesome tournament event. And if you can get out there, get out there. And again, it's Vegas and LSU fans. That's awesome. So looking forward to that 100%. That's what I've been wanting again. That's the best field on paper since Jay Johnson's first year when LSU played in Houston in the Astros deal, and they played an Oklahoma team that played for a national championship that season, beat them too, and then they played Texas when the Longhorns were number 1 in the country. Like, this is the best field on paper since Jay Johnson's first year for a non-conference tournament. Fired up for that. All right, before we hit a break, another LSU baseball note here. Let's switch gears. D1 baseball, they released their All-American teams from this past season, and incoming LSU transfer Landon Hood, second-team freshman All-America from D1 baseball. You love to see that. Of course, he was the freshman of the year in the WAC. Comes from Gonzaga. We know that. He was their best pitcher a year ago. Had 4 starts, 5 saves, big-time fastball, awesome changeup that I just cannot wait to continue to watch. And a guy that's going to come here, try to compete and break into the starting rotation for LSU. If that doesn't work, he's going to be a great relief piece for you as well. So awesome to see him get that honor. Freshman All-America, second team from D1 baseball. That's LSU righty Landon Hood, of course, who transfers in from Gonzaga. He's just, man, he's going to be a really big piece. That's a guy who, again, depending on which service you look at, Baseball America had him as the number 2 player in the transfer portal, regardless of position. On3 had him as the number 3 portal. Like, that is the crown jewel of the transfer portal class on the pitching side is Landon Hood. That's why, and he's multiple years of eligibility, which I love. That's a guy you can get in here, develop, he can stay. That's why, like, man, if he doesn't break into the rotation this year, which I think he'll be given an opportunity to do that, why wouldn't you? And if he does, great. If he doesn't, oh well. He's an awesome bullpen piece for you, and then hopefully he stays, develops, and you can get him into the rotation for his draft year. Like, the ceiling is just so high for Landon Hood, and even when he faced Power 4 competition, and as a freshman at Gonzaga, he didn't give up a run. He did not give up an earned run at all against Power 4 competition as his freshman year. So that's going to be a big piece, and it's easy to see why when you look at those numbers and everything we just spout off that, all right, yeah, makes sense that he's a freshman All-America from D1 baseball. So congratulations to Landon Hood. Big things ahead for him at LSU. We'll see him get to pitch out there in Vegas against those great teams in that great field. We'll grab a break, come back on the other side. It's hour number 2 after further review here on a Thursday. Musso in for Moscona. Tigers and the Pros is next.
AFR.
DuplessisPools.com, DuplessisPools.com, DuplessisPools.com. Go to DuplessisPools.com and start building your dream pool today. DuplessisPools.com. Hat tip to my friend Derek Duplessis and the great staff, as for the second consecutive year, Duplessis Pools was named a top 50 pool builder in America by Pool & Spa magazine. As a matter of fact, Duplessis Pools was the only pool builder in the state of Louisiana to receive that honor. DuplessisPools.com is the website, DuplessisPools.com. Yesterday was awesome. Me, Erica, Drew spent part of our Sunday cooling off in the pool. Might have had a cold Bud Light or two. It's a great way to spend those summer days. Great way to have parties, showpiece. That dream can be your reality as well. But start at DuplessisPools.com. You can design your pool online. You can finance it online. Pay for it right now. It's DuplessisPools.com. Check them out online. It's DuplessisPools.com.
Championships are won with preparation, and so are great roofs.
Coach is tough on us about preparation, and Parrish brings that same championship mindset.
Do business with someone you know. Parrish Construction and Roofing.
ParrishBuilt.com.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
Box combo for George. I see you, Luis. Food's on the way.
Please don't. Hey, you know you can use your hands, right?
Got those box combos for you. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
People think it's all about game day, but the real work happens in the off season. And we need a healthcare team that works as hard as we do.
At FML Health, our lay of the lake, we take care of LSU football year-round.
We trust the lake.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool.
Need a steel building? Proform Steel. I want you to remember the name. Why use Proform Steel? Well, I got tons of reasons. Here's a few. How about the lead times? 6 to 8 weeks from signed contract out the door. They'll get it to you quicker. Free delivery on every building. You buy it from them, they'll deliver it for free. It's Proform Steel. You can even order online. You can pick the style, size, color, doors, submit the form, get a call back the same day. And at Proform Steel, they use American-made materials on everything. No exceptions. It's Proform Steel. Maybe you need a shed in your backyard. Maybe we're talking about a big industrial facility. Need a steel building? You want Proform Steel. Make sure you call Brandon Golson, you know the name, at Proform Steel. Check him out, Proform Steel.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
All right, welcome back in after further review here on a Thursday. Musso in for Moscona. Moscona's about to head out on vacation, too. So he's out next week as well. This will be our last day of the week. We'll observe 4th of July tomorrow, take the extended weekend holiday, and be back on Monday. Got some things in the work for Monday's show already that I don't think you're going to want to miss. Looking forward to Monday's show as we get closer to there. But before we get there, obviously we have some business to attend to close out hour number 2. That, of course, is Tigers in the pros.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now.
All right, so Dylan Cruz for the Washington Nationals last night went 2 of 3 from the plate, along with 2 walks, 1 strikeout. The Nationals get the win over the Red Sox 10-2.
What's Cruz hitting now?
I think it was 240 something.
I was say he's got to be getting up there.
He's getting up there. He's definitely
he's
improving.
been hot. He's really been hot lately. And ignore the fact that you said they beat the Red Sox 10-2, but he's really hot right now, and we like that for Dylan Cruz.
Alex Bregman for the Chicago Cubs last night went 1 of 5 from the plate, along with 1 walk and 1 run. Cubs get a dominant win, 23-3 over the Padres. 17 hits in that game.
Saw that. Shout out Hunt Palmer. I know he's watching that at the beach somewhere, just smiling ear to ear. He's big Dansby Swanson guy now. Hunt Palmer is.
Go Cubs, go. Paul Skeens for the Pittsburgh Pirates pitched 4 innings, gave up 6 hits, 2 home runs, 7 runs earned, 5 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Cam Sanders comes in for Skeens. He pitched 1 1/3 inning. Gave up 1 hit, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. So he put up some decent for just 1 inning. He had 2 strikeouts, but
Braxton, you might not know this. This is a huge Cam Sanders show.
Yeah,
we love Cam Sanders here on AFR. Absolutely, he's been on the show. His dad's been on the show. Scott, big fans of the Sanders family here on AFR.
Awesome, perfect. Yeah, Pirates ends up losing 6-10 to the Phillies. The WNBA come out with their top 50 players of the season so far. 3 of their targets made the list. Angel Reese for the Atlanta Dream at number 13, Anissa Morrow with the Kinetic Sun at 42, and Flau'jae Johnson with the Seattle Storm at 49.
We talked about Flau'jae yesterday, man.
We did. Back-to-back days.
Potential rookie of the year there for Flau'jae. Good to see Angel and Anissa on there as well, man. That's a great era of LSU women's basketball.
Yeah, hopefully, with all the South Carolina players in the league now, hopefully LSU kind of makes their way up that ladder as well.
Be nice.
It'd be nice to see. Very nice. But that is your latest one, Tigers in the pros.
This is after further review here on a Thursday. Musso in for Moscona. Have a little bit of time here. Let's hit the Shaw Bills live, and then I'll get into something here briefly. Shaw Bills?
Brought to you by Shaw Bills Tire and Auto Service, ShawBillsTire.com. 18 locations in South Louisiana. Find the location nearest you at ShawBillsTire.com. Bumper-to-bumper auto service and name brand tires at wholesale prices. They will always find a way to get you the best possible price for the best possible tires on the road. That's what they do at Shaw Bills. And when they get you in by selling you the best tires, the cheapest price possible, they're going to treat you like family, and they're going to treat you so good you're going to keep coming back year after year after year every time you need anything for your vehicle. Tires rotated, oil change, check engine light on, brakes squeaking, whatever's wrong with your vehicle, bring it to Shaw Bills. Let them give it the once-over, and you can always schedule online, so it's convenient. ShawBillsTire.com. Find the location nearest you at ShawBillsTire.com. Shop tires online at ShawBillsTire.com. Be sure to ask about the Shaw Bills credit card as well, because you can save $50 off your first purchase when you use the Shaw Bills credit card only at Shaw Bills.
So I was doing some show prep earlier and just kind of, looking through articles and whatnot, and found this. I mean, this is just peak ESPN summer content. My God. They went through and picked the best college football player ever to wear their number. And I read it out of sheer intrigue, knowing I wouldn't spend a lot of time on it on the show, if any. In fact, it wasn't even on the rundown. We just had a moment here. The sheer intrigue was, man, did any LSU players make it? I think we're all thinking of one that we knew would, and he did. Joe Burrow was listed as the best player in college football history to wear number 9. I mean, makes sense. Joe Burrow's season in 2019 was just euphoric. That whole year for LSU football was euphoric. But, I mean, Joe is still the only player in SEC history to throw for at least 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns. I mean, he had over 6,000 yards of total offense and scored 65 touchdowns that year. He was just insane. Largest margin of victory with the Heisman Trophy. So, I mean, you knew he would get that honor in this piece. And, I mean, it's not really an honor. I mean, I guess it didn't really matter. But it's still, man, it's pretty cool to see there. He was the only LSU player on the list, although in doing this, they always listed like the guy who and it was multiple people, like Andrea Adelson was involved in this, just multiple people over at ESPN. It was a staff report. the winner, so to speak, of the best player to wear that number, and then 3 others. So LSU did have a couple guys in 3 others. Patrick Peterson was mentioned in the 3 others for number 7. Glenn Dorsey was actually mentioned as the first of the 3 others for number 72. That's really the other guy I was looking for on this list would be Glenn Dorsey, but he lost out to Bronco Nagurski, which, I mean, I guess, look, if you have an award named after you, yeah, sure, you kind of deserve to be the best player to ever wear that number. Like Doak Walker was on here, Davey O'Brien. Like, if you have an award, fine. But I mean, Glenn Dorsey's season, his career at LSU, but really his 07 season, man, he was awesome. He was really the only other one that I thought could make it for LSU, but he was in the 3 others for 72 and the first runner up there. So I guess the only logical thing now is to retire his number at LSU or his jersey, whatnot, and get that up in the rafters. 72 needs to hang along with 3, along with 9. That's what we're kind of waiting on there with LSU, but thought that was cool. I guess if I just pick through it a little bit more, also you should know number 7 was Michael Vick, which, I mean, yeah, of course, like Michael Vick was awesome. The one that was super interesting, there were 2 that were super interesting to me, was number 5, and it went to Darren McFadden. Over Reggie Bush, LaDainian Tomlinson, and Christian McCaffrey. Number 5 is just a squad. I personally would have given that to Reggie Bush. He won the Heisman Trophy. He beat out Darren McFadden, for one of those Heisman trophies as well. But I mean, McFadden was awesome, man. Consistent All-American, unanimous All-American, 2-time Heisman runner-up. I would have gone with Reggie Bush there. And then the other one was number 13. They gave it to Caleb Williams, which I just couldn't really disagree with more. I mean, Dan Marino wore 13. Tua wore 13. Tua won a Heisman just like Caleb Williams, but he also won a national title. Dan Marino, was awesome at Pitt. I mean, all right. I think Caleb Williams could have picked somebody better there, but whatever. I was really surprised that Reggie Bush didn't get number 5, but shouts out to Joe Burrow, man, getting number 9. Tebow was 15, makes sense. Who was number 2? I don't remember. Oh, Deion Sanders. Yeah, that makes sense. Sorry, Cam Newton. Deion Sanders. All right, I've already spent more time than I really needed to on that, but we had time, thought it was interesting, kind of just run through it. One of those things you keep in your back pocket. We're going to grab a break, come back on the other side. Sports Center, it'll get you caught up on your national headlines. Then we'll talk some New Orleans Saints. Tyler Shuck, Pro Football Focus, has ranked the quarterbacks based on their metrics for the 2026 season.
AFR.
Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, as we say, together we roar. Part of the Franciscan Missionaries of Our Lady Health System. And, I love telling you about Our Lady of the Lake because whenever we talk about healthcare, Our Lady of the Lake understands the 2 things primarily that people want are access and convenience. And they knock that out of the park. Whether it be at the Regional Medical Center, if it's the Lake After Hours, if it's any of the specialty services that you may need, heart, stroke, cancer, pediatrics, you want the best. You want Our Lady of the Lake. You can learn more about the Championship Health Partnership, OLOLRMC.com/LSU, OLOLRMC.com/LSU. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, together we roar.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish Contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
I'm Billy Schmidt, and I've been with First American Bank for 13 years. I have a passion of getting to know customers, getting to know their journeys, getting to know their stories, and being a small part of that, and just continuing that, and taking those relationships and expanding out into the community, just to make First American a household name. And people look at us and say, hey, what's special about you guys? You're part of a family.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience, or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
I'm John Ryder with breaking NBA news. The 76ers have interest in free agent LeBron James, reports ESPN's Shams Charania. The previously other known suitors, the Warriors, Cavs, and Heat. Jaylen Brown posting on social media today that he's excited and disappointed after the Celtics trade to the 76ers. Brown dealt to Philly for Paul George, 2 future first and second-round picks. Boston Globe NBA writer Gary Washburn says this has Celtics fans questioning new ownership.
For a fan base in Boston that's used to winning, that has been told that the Celtics are about winning. We're not about finance. We're about winning, getting championship 19, competing every season. This doesn't seem like it.
Gary Washburn on game night, and the 76ers agreeing on a 2-year deal with guard Anthony Simons today, reports Shams. At the World Cup, one knockout stage game today already, and Spain defeats Austria 3-0. In baseball, the Reds stop a 4-game losing streak, blowing out the Brewers 7-2. Chase Burns, the winner, is now 10-1, wins 6 solid.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
That's right.
Off and running, welcome in. Hour number 3 after further review here on a Thursday. Musso in for Moscona, Braxton Rizzuto, Cassie Spazzali, and all of you. And we're very glad to have you along for the ride. Hopefully you're knocking off work right now, hopping in the car, heading out to a long 4th of July weekend. Celebrate our nation's independence, 250 years. I know I'm looking forward to doing a lot of that. Maybe we'll get into some of our 4th of July plans a little bit later on here in the show. Still got plenty to get to, and we'll start here with some New Orleans Saints. So, Pro Football Focus has kicked off their annual offseason tradition where they go through all their ratings and rankings from a season ago, and they rank the top running backs or the top wide receivers, the top defensive ends, all based on their metrics, all based on their rankings, where maybe it's not just an opinion, but it's rooted in some type of analytical fact. Today they kicked it off with quarterbacks. They ranked all 32 starting quarterbacks in the NFL. Tyler Shuck, obviously a starting quarterback in the NFL, so he's on the list. Won't bury the lead anymore. Tyler Shuck came in at number 24, which I think is a very, very fair place for Tyler Shuck. I mean, if you go to the number 1 spot, it was Josh Allen. Joe Burrow was actually number 2 on this list, right behind him. If you're curious about DFL, that was Deshaun Watson at number 32. So they're kind of on Deshaun Watson being the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. Jacoby Brissett, Malik Willis, all those guys kind of bringing up the rear as well. So Shuck comes in at 24. What's notable about that for me is he's ahead of his other rookie competition. He's 1 spot better than Jackson Dart, who came in at 25. He is 5 spots better than Cam Ward, who came in at 29. Now, it's going to be fascinating to watch all 3 of those guys go into year 2 here in the NFL and see what they can build around. The Titans went and built around, Cam Ward in the offseason. Obviously, Cornell Tate ends up there. New Orleans Saints, we've talked all throughout this offseason about the job that they've done building around Tyler Shuck. Malik Neighbors is going to be back from injury. Cam Scatterby will be back from injury. So you have plenty of weapons around Jackson Dart. So it's going to be fascinating to watch those guys because all 3 of them had very good rookie seasons. And all 3 of them have plenty to improve on as well. With Shuck, though, being ranked 24th and ahead of those guys, especially with a metric like PFF behind it, I do think that's significant. Here's their write-up on Tyler Shuck and their reasoning for putting him 24th. Shuck displayed the same ball security in the NFL that he showed during his lone season at Louisville. His 2% turnover-worthy play rate tied for the 4th lowest mark among qualifying quarterbacks. From week 8 through the end of the regular season, Shuck ranked 10th among qualifying quarterbacks in PFF passing grade, 77.9. That came without the benefit of a sustainable running game or play-action passing attack. Improved offensive balance should create better opportunities for Shuck to succeed in 2026. Of course, the improved offensive balance goes into everything that they've added along the offensive line, running game, receivers, all of that. The turnover-worthy play rate is really the great thing for Tyler Shuck. I love seeing him have the 4th lowest mark among qualifying quarterbacks. You want your quarterback to not turn the ball over. You want him to make the right decision, and Shuck did that more often than not. However, that 2% turnover-worthy play rate also could lead you to one of the areas where Shuck needs to improve the most. So, a few weeks back, we played this clip from Nate Tice. He was on his podcast, Football 301. It's part of Yahoo. If you're not familiar with Nate Tice, he played quarterback at Wisconsin. He's got a scouting background as well. Like, he is NFL draft to the core, very analytical guy. And they were talking about the rookie class of quarterbacks taking the next step. All the guys we just went through, Shuck, Ward, Dart, on that podcast. And when he got to Tyler Shuck, he glowed about all the things that PFF did too. Didn't turn the ball over, great passer ratings, all of those things. But then he talked about where he needed to improve. Give a listen.
The sack rate has to improve, and that's only more concerning to me because that's what was an issue I had with him in college. Was he it's not great under pressure. And whether that's something in his head about being hurt before, he would kind of like comically get rid of the ball like in weird ways, and he had a higher amount of throwaways last year too. But I do think that dealing with pressure would really help him out. He had the highest pressure to sack rate among all quarterbacks in 2025, and he was 43rd out of 46th among all rookie quarterbacks since 2013 in pressure to sack rate. His stuff started folding. He kind of eyes came down. And he kind of just like, all right, I'm just going to eat the sack rather than maybe trying to create something. He becomes very much like Tua or Derek Carr under pressure, just like safe throwaways and checkdowns. Like that's just, and it's not bad. Like you can obviously win that way. Then you just have to be, when you can be explosive and can get those big plays, you have to hit them because you're not kind of creating those opportunities elsewhere.
So a couple things there. When I talk about the turnover play rate, it being so good, maybe lending into that problem, you heard him say it there. I mean, it's the same, okay, well, I'm just going to check it down. I'm under pressure. We'll check it down. That's not a turnover-worthy play. It's a very good play, but it might not result in a huge gain for the offense. So seeing Tyler Shuck be better under pressure is something that's going to be massively important for him. The sack rate, Nate Tice said there that it was, the worst in the league. CBS Sports actually did a piece on the 3 rookie quarterbacks going into year 2. They noted that Geno Smith had a worse pressure to sack rate last season. So it's either dead last or next to dead last. And I know what many people are going to say. Well, Musso, you said it. He had a mash unit of an offensive line in front of him. I mean, Torsali Simpkins was up there playing offensive line in front of Tyler Shuck at points this past year, right? That's why he was under so much pressure. Well, I do think that contributed, but you dig a little deeper and you see that Tyler Shuck, even with the offensive line problems for the Saints, faced the 7th lowest pressure rate in the league a year ago. Now, obviously, he didn't get to play a full season, so that factors into that as well. But I don't think it's just as cut and dry as saying, he didn't have a great offensive line in front of him, that's why he was under so much pressure. I think that's part of it, but I think there probably is a middle ground in there where Tyler Shuck really needs to improve under pressure, because you're going to be under pressure playing the quarterback position. You're definitely going to be under pressure in the NFL playing that position. What I think is actually more consequential in him improving there is Travis Etienne and the run game. That taking pressure off. Nobody respected the New Orleans Saints run game a year ago. Why would you? They were bad. So you could get them into obvious passing downs, tee off on Tyler Shuck, where, he's just checking it down here or there, throwing it away, not turning it over. That's great. It helped you win 4 of his 5, 5 of his 9 starts. It helped you do very well there. But you want to see him stretch the field more. You want to see him be able to have those opportunities. That's something Nate Tice talked about at the end of that cut. And that's the thing. When you look at Tyler Shuck down the stretch of the season, so he took over in week 9, you look at him down the stretch of the season a year ago, when he did stretch the field, you saw the explosive plays. And that is very encouraging. So over the final 5 weeks in particular, Tyler Shuck had 16 completions on throws of 15 or more air yards down the field. That was 7th most in the NFL. So he flashed the arm strength. He's got the accuracy and everything involved in there. You give him more time in the pocket, and a good running game is going to help you do that, and some improvements along the offensive line and just staying healthy. I think you really could see Tyler Shuck take a big jump under pressure this year for the New Orleans Saints. He's not the most mobile guy. He's not a statue back there, right? I mean, you're not just... It's not that he can't move. He had a great game against the Bucs where he really showed off the legs. So he has a little bit of wiggle back to him. He can make some plays off schedule. It's just he has to be maybe a little bit more composed. And again, a better running game. And all of those things will help him do that. The ability to stretch the field will help him do that as well. And those go hand in hand. So I think you look at that and you go, there's actually a really big opportunity for Tyler Shuck to improve under pressure, because you already know the decision-making is very good and you already know the accuracy is very good. You need that offense to work in tandem a little bit better, and hopefully that's what the Saints are on the fast track to doing here in 2026. We'll get our answer soon. They'll be back on the field for training camp before you know it and kicking off preseason games, although I don't need to see Tyler Shuck in the preseason at all. I'm sure we will, though, for at least part of it. And then before you know it, they'll be heading up to Detroit and kicking off week number 1, or what could be a really intriguing and entertaining season for the New Orleans Saints. They look to return to the playoffs for the first time since Sean Payton was your coach. All right, we're going to grab a break. We're going to come back on the other side. Continue here, hour 3 of AFR. Dip back into a little bit of LSU recruiting here. Tigers already have a commitment from Greedy James today. He officially flipped from the Texas Longhorns. We'll maybe reset that a little bit and kind of update you on what else is going on around the Tigers next here on AFR.
After further review.
AFR is brought to you by the Watermark Hotel and the Renaissance Hotel, two beautiful hotel properties in Baton Rouge, the Watermark downtown, the Renaissance Southtown right there on Bluebonnet. And when it comes to hosting your event, both the Watermark and the Renaissance are perfect. The Watermark is a gorgeous, elegant spot in downtown Baton Rouge. That wedding reception, that smaller gathering, that meeting space, they can do it. They've kept so much of the history and tradition of that iconic building while modernizing it. The Gregory is a great restaurant inside of the Watermark as well. And then, of course, the Renaissance Hotel, Southtown, right there on Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge. It's more modern. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous hotel property at the Renaissance Hotel where they have meeting space that can accommodate up to 500 people, 7,000 square foot of meeting space, perfectly located right off of Bluebonnet and I-10. It's the Watermark and the Renaissance Hotels in Baton Rouge.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Are you ready for an internet experience that actually keeps up with you? Then you're ready to step into a new kind of reliability with RevFiber. When your internet works, the possibilities open up, and suddenly everything feels more connected, just the way it should be. Seamless enough to keep up with every swipe and every click, anywhere you are. So leave the buffering behind. 100% fiber, 0% runaround, where support is still personal. RevFiber. Visit RevFiber.com.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product's always customer satisfaction. Come visit us at reliefwindows.com. By the way, we do shutters too.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
AFR is brought to you by Parish Restoration. Kill mold, remove odor, other harmful pathogens, commercial or residential. As a matter of fact, Parish Restoration, I love the process, by the way. If you go to the website at parishrestoration.com, you can see videos of their patented non-toxic dry fog treatment. So you see exactly what it looks like. Very cool. But they have fogged, over at Parish Restoration, they fogged one of the largest buildings in the entire state of Louisiana. So it doesn't matter if it's your office building, your church, whatever it may be, school, or your home. They can even fog your car. Maybe your car has a weird odor, musty smell. Maybe you bought a used car from a smoker and you can't get that smoky smell out. This will do it. They'll come while you're at work, fog it. By the time you're done with work for the day, boom, you're back in a clean-smelling, fresh-smelling vehicle. It's Parish Restoration. Learn more at parishrestoration.com. Parishrestoration.com. Do business with someone you know. Parishrestoration.com.
Hey, shout out to Breezy Bro on Twitter. He came through with the name of the Iowa pitcher. I couldn't remember. We were talking about LSU going to the Live Like Lou Classic in Vegas this spring. They're going to face Iowa in one of their games. They faced them a tournament in 2023. I couldn't remember the pitcher's name. Brody Brecht from Iowa, the kid who threw 100 and had no clue where it was going, but beat LSU that day. Brody Brecht. So shout out to Breezy Bro on Twitter for sending that in to me. Don't know why I couldn't remember that, but yeah, couldn't. And good people listen, and they help you out with things like that. Brody Brecht. Yeah, God, that was LSU lost like in 12-3 or something. It's just like out of nowhere. As dominant as that LSU team was, they laid an egg like 2 weeks in a row in the regular season and lost to Iowa 12-3 or whatever it was. But whatever, nonetheless. Speaking of LSU, recruiting here. Reset the news of the day. Maybe if you are just knocking off work, got in your car, you're on your drive home, missed the news. LSU did flip Greedy James from Texas. He's a 4-star defensive back. Texas had him recruited and committed as a safety. LSU's recruited him as a cornerback. Corey Raymond's been chief on that. Just one of those guys, man, that Corey looks at, and 6'1", 170, rangy guy. Fits the mold for Corey. Plenty of Louisiana ties. His father and uncle both graduated from St. Aug in New Orleans, so he had that pull. Really bought into Corey's line of development, so LSU able to get that done. Greedy James flips from Texas into LSU's class. Really, really like that addition for LSU. It gives them 2 cornerbacks now in the class of 2027. You would likely think they are done there. Marquez Davis, Greedy James, their cornerbacks to be named there. And guys that you really believe, both Louisiana ties, both who have bought into development, will come here, will stay, will develop, understanding that LSU's got 9 scholarship cornerbacks on the roster this year, and all of them have eligibility to return next season. Obviously, not all of them will. We understand that. Some might be off to the draft, whatever, but you got DJ Pickett back. You brought in 3 freshmen this last class, so you're going to have a big room. So James Davis, understanding they're coming in here and they're not going to be asked to play immediately, but they're going to come, sit, develop, work. They want to be at LSU, and that's the important thing, and that's really fit a mold for what Lane Kiffin, Billy Glasscock, all those guys in the recruiting department and gals in the recruiting department have set forth for LSU. Greedy James, kind of just the latest in the line there that you've seen throughout this, throughout this recruiting cycle here for LSU, at least in the high school ranks. So Greedy James, now officially a member of LSU's class, flipping from Texas about an hour or so ago here on this Thursday, gives LSU now 15 commits for the class of 2027. Want to get to another recruiting note here for LSU, and then just a broader recruiting thought that I have. But before that, we'll let Matt update you on Rouse's.
Brought to you by Rouse's, official supermarket of the Saints. Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com. 4th of July, right around the bend, y'all. Saturday, we celebrate 250 years of America. Red-blooded American fury. You want to go get burgers and dogs and beers and Cokes and everything you get, apple pie, America. You go to Rouse's. What are Rouse's colors? Red and white. I know we need some blue in there, but the point is, it's Rouse's because it's America. Great local retailer. You're getting ready for the 4th of July. Everything you need. Chips and dips and dogs and burgers and buns and drinks and everything. Get on by Rouse's, the official supermarket of America. They're the official supermarket of the Saints. It's Rouse's.com. Rouse's, this feels like home.
So this was supposed to be a pretty big recruiting week for LSU. Jaden Andy was set to announce Wednesday at 12:30. He obviously postponed that, although LSU still feels pretty good right there. Greedy James, obviously who we just talked about, did flip into the class as expected. Davion Jones was the other one. He's a safety, 4-star guy out of the state of North Carolina, originally from the state of South Carolina, and he was going to commit later in July, but there was a ton of smoke around LSU, and he moved his decision up to this evening, July 2nd. He's going to make his announcement here in about, I don't know, call it 45 minutes or so. It's scheduled for 6 p.m. Central, but I mean, let's be honest, it's a ceremony. It's probably going to be 6:05, 6:10ish or whatnot that he actually does. And LSU will be a hat on the table. And at one point, LSU, as we said, when he moved the decision up, all the smoke, LSU was considered the favorite. You saw when he moved the decision up, you saw all the predictions go in on LSU with fairly high confidence. That's who they were going to go get, and he was going to be one of 2 safeties in this class. Well, that changed yesterday. And when Shea Dixon was on the show with us yesterday, he explained kind of why that changed with Davion Jones.
This is one where I think you're looking at in the 11th hour what is, and Davion is originally from South Carolina, what does kind of the home area team do? And South Carolina's ponied up in a big way on the NIL front right now. And so from what I've gathered, Moose, and this is just me putting the pieces together, I think when Davion Jones called all the teams to inform him of where he's going, South Carolina said, okay, sit tight. And within about 24 hours, there was a new offer out there to the East Coast 4-star prospect, to which, unless we see LSU make a massive move here on the NIL front, and I know they've been in talks with Davion and all of that, but when he announces tomorrow, if things were to go as they were right now where it stands, he would wind up picking South Carolina, which would be a definite reversal of the direction he was going, let's call it just 24 hours ago.
South Carolina dropped the bag on the kid. All right, whatever. Fine. I mean, that's good. It's the nature of recruiting these days. I mean, we've seen that. We've seen that plenty. I mean, is there a bigger example than Bryce Underwood? I mean, he really wanted to play for Michigan. No, he didn't. He wanted to get paid. He got paid. Good for you. Davion Jones is going to go to LSU. South Carolina said, no, you're not. You're originally from this state. We're gonna make sure that you stay in state. They're going to drop a bag on him, and that's fine. And he'll go to South Carolina, at least unless you heard Shea say there, unless LSU makes some other offer. But that's just not what LSU's been doing. So I wouldn't expect that. LSU's they're not going to overpay for a player, and especially at a position like safety, which is very much like cornerback, where they're extremely deep. Like we talked about that with Shea yesterday as well. They got Jace Thomas. They went out and got Fahim Delane in the portal. It was a top 100 guy when he committed to Ohio State out of high school a couple years ago. So they've got plenty of numbers there. CJ Jimcool, he can play safety. They have him listed as a linebacker, but he was a safety in high school. You have a lot of depth there, much like you do at cornerback, with a lot of guys with eligibility, and it's just not something that they're going to really push. So South Carolina, they said, this kid's originally from our state. We really want him. He's kind of one that we can't afford to lose. We already have his teammate, Josh Dobson, committed because we dropped the bag on him as well. Can we get a little bit more? Give him an offer he can't refuse? Sounds like they did. So in a little more than half an hour or so right now, and Davion Jones makes his commitment, it's widely expected that he'll go to South Carolina, and that's a big change. You heard Shea say a big change from what was previously expected when he moved the decision up to July 2nd, when all signs pointed to LSU. The bigger recruiting point that I wanted to make, though, actually plays into that, because you remember on yesterday's show, if you were with us, actually right around this time in the show, we were discussing that piece from Pete Nakos at On3 where he surveyed multiple Power 4 general managers, heads of collectives, recruiting departments, all of that in there to get a sense of the spending in June, because it was the most expensive June in high school recruiting yet. And Texas A&M was the big spender. Like they had an SEC GM quoted in that piece saying A&M's at $10 million right now in their high school class. And the big thing with A&M is, man, they're paying. Like they're paying kids to come in an era where you have to decide, do you pay high school or transfer portal? And with Texas A&M, everyone looks at it and goes, well, we've seen this before, right? We've seen this before with Jimbo Fisher. They signed the number 1 class, set like the record for the best high school class ever, paid them all right at the beginning of NIL. They had a bad season. All those kids got their money, and then they transferred out. And everyone's like, it's going to happen to you again, A&M. What are you doing? And in that piece, it was interesting because that was even brought up, and they noted that a lot of its relationships, though, with Mike Elko, where I think it was Mark Matthews, the one of their 5 stars, signed at A&M for less than Miami was offering him. It was on, like, people spoke about it on the record in that piece, gave numbers. And pointing to that as like, well, it actually might not just be all because of money. There is a team out there, though, that I do think that's going to happen to. And I think it's South Carolina. South Carolina has had to get their NIL in order. Okay? Like, it's not been a very wealthy program in that space. Well, they have done that now, and they are handing out bags left and right. We mentioned Josh Dobson, where, I mean, it looked like that guy was like ticketed for Texas A&M. Well, South Carolina dropped a bag on him. He's going to the Gamecocks. We just talked about Davion Jones. They did that probably to get him away from LSU. He's probably going to go to South Carolina now. And the reason I say that I think it's going to happen to South Carolina is because that doesn't really feel as much like relationships. That feels like, hey, we really want this guy, and we're going to have to really pay to get him, so let's just pay to get him. Which is very much like what it felt like with A&M that year when they, signed all the 5-stars and broke the records and all that stuff, and then were terrible, and they all transferred out and left. And the other reason I say that about South Carolina is Shane Beamer. Y'all, Shane Beamer's on the hot seat this year. Like, can we all agree about that? Like, Shane Beamer is on the hot seat. If it goes poorly, they had all this expectation after, whatever, it was the 9-win season. And, in 2024, they go into 2025, and Lenore Sellers is going to be the first pick in the draft, which was laughable from the start. But Lenore Sellers is going to be the first pick in the draft, and he's going to win the Heisman Trophy, and they got all these weapons, and look at the defense, all that. Actually, they had lost a whole bunch on defense, but anyway. And they face planted. Now it's again, Lenore Sellers is back. Oh, he's going to be much better this year. One of the top 5 draft pick. Like, all that hype is back. And you're bringing in all these recruits. What happens if South Carolina stinks and Shane Beamer gets fired after this year? All those recruits going to flip out? They're just going to go somewhere else? Like, South Carolina actually might be that team that's paying out right now and ends up with a little bit of egg on their face, maybe getting burned, depending on how this season goes. So just file that away as well as we get deeper into the recruiting calendar. It ain't a slam dunk that Shane Beamer is going to be back in Columbia if this season goes as poorly as the one prior did. And they're spinning like he will be. Just July 2nd. Take note of that. File that one away. Maybe for a little bit later. See how that plays out for the Gamecocks. But for now, they got bags and they're spending them. So, hey man, you got the bags? You want to spend them? Good on you. Go ahead. There's plenty of kids out there, and if not, the portal's always there as well. Recruiting has just changed so much here in college athletics. Not just college football, college athletics here in the year of our Lord 2026. All right, we're going to grab a break. Couple segments left to go. We still got to get to Otter Locks here. I totally up. See how Otter did last night. We still got to get to Otter Locks, so plenty more to come here on a Thursday edition of AFR. Stick around.
After further review.
Brought to you by River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime. 752-0001, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime. I love sharing 5-star Google reviews. Here's one from Ricky Gomez, who said Chris, his technician, was very professional and knowledgeable during the HVAC evaluation. He provided details and recommendations in a clear and concise manner. That's one of the things that always stands out. If you're having an issue with your AC or your heater, and River City's 1 Hour Air sends out a technician for an evaluation, they're going to explain your options to you. And that may sound simple, but none of it, I don't know anything about an HVAC, neither do you. Let's be honest. So whenever they go get up in your attic or they go look at your HVAC unit on the side of your house and they come talk to you, they're going to explain very clearly what's happening and your options to remedy it. It's River City's 1 Hour Air. Look for the big yellow vans and trucks with the giant clock on the side. 752-0001.
Box combo for George. I see you, Luis. Food's on the way.
Please don't. Hey, you know you can use your hands, right?
Got those box combos for you. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
People think it's all about game day, but the real work happens in the off season. And we need a healthcare team that works as hard as we do.
At FML Health, our lay of the lake, we take care of LSU football year round.
We trust the lake.
Investing in a new roof doesn't have to be overwhelming. At Pelican Roofing, we offer 0 interest for 21 months because everyone deserves a safe, secure home. Trusted, local, affordable. Pelican Roofing, making quality roofing affordable for South Louisiana families.
The experts at Hood Dental Care want you smiling bigger and healthier than ever. New patients can get a healthy gums cleaning for just $89, plus a free exam and full mouth x-rays. A $376 value. With over 3,000 5-star Google reviews, 5 local locations, and easy online scheduling with same-day care. Hood Dental makes it simple to get started. And we always have other great giveaways for new patients. Check out hooddentalcare.com and schedule your appointment today.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
Summer is here. Maybe you're looking to upgrade that ride before the family road trip. Get on by South Point Volkswagen, airline just north of Highland, or online at southpointvw.com. Southpointvw.com. Told you for years, they're Louisiana's largest volume Volkswagen dealer. Maybe you need that full-size family SUV. Make sure you go test drive the Atlas. That's what Erica drives. It's the 3-row, 7-seater family SUV. Tons of space to accommodate our family, all our bags, all the beach stuff as well. Go test drive one today at South Point Volkswagen. Remember, you can shop them online, new and certified pre-owned. So if you're looking for a pre-owned vehicle, great selection. Say it all the time. They're the largest volume Volkswagen dealer. They move more new inventory, so they have more pre-owned trade-in inventory as well. So make sure you shop their pre-owned vehicles over at South Point Volkswagen. Airline just north of Highland or southpointvw.com. South Point Volkswagen. What's your direction?
All right, I'm back here after further review. AFR Thursday edition. I'll send you into your 4th of July weekend. Still got to get to Otter Locks. But I'm fired up for the 4th of July weekend, man. I love the 4th of July. I think it is the premier summer holiday. I think if you disagree, I think you're wrong. Here we go. A little Springsteen. The 4th of July is just everything you should love about summer. Cookout, pool, sun, good friends, America. It's right smack dab in the middle of the summer. It's the premier summer holiday. Do y'all agree? Cassie, Brax, do you agree?
Yeah.
1,000%.
It's better than Memorial Day. It's way better than Labor Day.
Yeah,
Labor Day is not even really Labor Day is the end of summer.
Nah, I don't even. Is it May? No, wait.
Memorial Day
Memorial
is in May. Labor Day is in September. That's the end of summer.
See, it's not as important.
terrible.
That's why I forgot.
It's
I
terrible.
don't really consider that summer.
No.
I consider it summer here.
Well, usually, like, school's already started.
Here, yes. Yes. I mean, actual season, it's absolutely summer.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying, Cassie, yes. down here we were always back at school.
It just has
that
a
was like the
different
first
feel.
holiday in school.
It has a different feel because it's the 250th World Cup is playing in the U.S. Like there's a lot of USA things going on in it. I don't think it's a perfect year, better year for it.
No, I agree. Give me Lee Greenwood.
Lee Greenwood.
Proud to be an American. Give me that one. Give me that one. You gonna sing it for us, Cassie?
No.
I just heard you. There's great song. All right, so Cassie's gonna sing Lee Greenwood once Braxton gets that queued up. 4th of July plans, guys. What are we doing? I think I saw one guy in the YouTube chat.
When you picture the future.
Say something about being in Columbus, Ohio this weekend. They have a fireworks show that they do. How do we feel about fireworks shows?
So I like watching fireworks shows, but like.
Oh, here we go.
I'm not gonna spend money on fireworks because I think it's just a waste of money. You're literally blowing up your money. Like,
but it's for the experience.
That's part of the fun, Cassie.
I don't know.
Have you ever popped fireworks before?
Yeah, but I've never bought them myself.
But it was
Somebody
fun.
else buys.
But it was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna waste my money on them.
But see, you get it.
I do.
Whenever you're a parent,
Yeah.
you're gonna want your kids to experience that. You're gonna buy your kids fireworks. You don't buy fireworks for your family.
You and Adam are gonna blow up a lot of money one day.
I'll buy sparklers, not like big fireworks.
You can't buy sparklers. Sparklers are lame. Cassie,
You
come
gotta have
on.
like the biggest fireworks.
You gotta get them like the bricks, like the big bricks of fireworks. To shoot like 100 shots.
Yeah. I don't know. That's just such a waste of money.
And you have Lee Greenwood playing in the background.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, come on.
It's iconic stuff right here.
I don't know.
Me and my family will leave Saturday, July 4th. So we leave July 4th to Perdido Key, Florida. So we'll be there.
Nice.
The condo we're staying in actually has a huge fireworks show every July 4th. So we're in the perfect place to be.
There you go. I mean,
on the
we're
beach,
just sitting there
fireworks,
talking about fireworks shows,
burgers cooking on the grill. We're gonna have an amazing time.
Are you a video of the fireworks show and post it on social media guy, Braxton?
Honestly, when I was a kid, yeah, because it was. But as I've got not anymore. It was kind of like I don't really post anything like a lot of people do. They post everything.
Let's see. I saw a meme earlier today that said, I hate to be the one to tell you, but nobody's going to watch the fireworks show that you put on your story. And I'm sitting here like, actually, no, I'm that person. I would totally watch it.
Watch them all.
I really would. I love fireworks shows. They're great. Like, I want to see the fireworks.
You ever seen somebody post it and like their hand is covering the camera the entire time? All you hear is just the noise.
Yeah, I've actually been that person before because I might have been a little inebriated trying to film this thing once or twice in my life. But I mean, no, love that. All right, so beach, Cassie.
Yeah.
So my aunt lives in Houston. I usually go visit her. They live like by a lake, so we'll take the boat out, go to the lake. But my mom's left today to go,
Dang,
so I can't
left
go.
you? Just
I'd
left you
already
behind.
agreed to fill in for Paul today.
Left you behind.
So not going to Houston this year, and I'm not going to go drive up by myself.
Why not?
So
I was gonna say, why not? It's a quick
Yeah,
drive,
let's go.
4 hours. Spend Saturday there, come back Sunday evening.
I don't like driving that far by myself.
What's in Houston? Why do y'all go to Houston every year?
That's just where she lives.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Got
my
it.
aunt
Got
lives
it.
in
Your
Houston.
aunt lives in
Yes.
Houston. Okay.
So
I think
I've-
you've
and
told
I've
me
got,
that because you went to a concert there. I think
Yeah,
you
and I've
told
got
me that.
younger cousins. One's 5, one's 8 maybe. So I'll go visit them. But
If you got to go to one concert on July 4th and see one person, who would it be?
ooh,
Man, that's a great question, actually. Dead or alive?
Dead or alive?
Toby Keith.
Here
Yes.
he is.
Dead Toby
yes.
Keith. Easily, man. I mean, that would be that's just. I mean, there's no doubt. I mean, that guy. It's not even just this song. I mean, there's Made in America. I mean, he's just.
You don't gotta say anything. Just play this.
He's got all the American songs. Like, rest in peace, Toby Keith. And he also just had other bangers that weren't about America.
Yep.
That would be his stories. His story was actually fascinating. Like, he worked in the oil fields before he made it big. He worked in the oil fields before he made it big in country music.
I did not know that.
Yeah, like he's like friggin' blue collar American guy. Like, yeah, Toby Keith, 100%. That worked out great. I didn't even have you cue that up. That worked out perfectly. Right there. So I mean,
I was gonna play it either way. It just worked out. I had that question in mind.
I mean, the other thing I would say is like Freebird.
Okay.
Freebird's like the most American
100%.
song ever. But yeah, Toby Keith. Is that a unanimous for Toby Keith in the room?
Unanimous.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it just rest in peace, man. That was a bummer. That was a real bummer.
He died on my birthday.
Did he really?
Well, I mean, it might have been the day before, but yeah.
Man. Also, no disrespect to like Freebird and Country Roads, but why isn't this the theme song of Team USA in the World Cup? Especially because you're actually like winning games right now.
Yeah.
Why don't we play this as the victory song?
You saw people wanting to play neck.
I mean, that'd be great too.
They said if they
but
play
I mean,
neck, then people will go.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that'd be great, man. Like, why are we not doing
It's
that?
like the most patriotic song ever.
It is. Yes. Like, it's great, man. I mean, it's talking about America beating up on people. You love that. Especially people who've wronged you.
Oh, yeah.
Like, come on, Toby Keith. Here we go. There it is. Right there. Love that part. All right, so I'm just taking it easy. I'm hanging out. Pool day tomorrow.
Nice.
Pool day Saturday.
Yep.
Burgers, dogs, dessert, watermelon, music.
Watermelon. You always have to have watermelon.
Family. You do.
Yes.
Watermelon goes hand. Really, like if you're having a pool day, you gotta have some watermelon.
Yes.
But 4th of July, we talk burgers, dog, ribs too. By the way, ribs, underrated 4th of July barbecue item. Everyone just goes with the hot dogs or the steak or the ribs. Ribs, but you gotta have the watermelon to go with it.
Yeah.
Have to.
Yeah.
Every time. Get some watermelon. Love 4th of July desserts.
Some good drinks too.
What kind of desserts
Oh
you got?
yeah, there will be desserts. I mean, there will be drinks, especially on Saturday. Yes.
I feel like there's not like a specific
Weird.
dessert you gotta have.
We are Ubering to the pool day on Saturday. But I like strawberry shortcake. That's a great 4th of July. It's light. It's got the red, the white. You can put blueberries on top. You have red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Love that kind of stuff. Strawberry cheesecake, kind of the same thing. You get the red, white, and blue colors in there.
Yeah.
There's a certain ice cream brand that I love that has a 250 flavor that I still haven't tried. Maybe I go pick some of that up, Cassie. I mean,
That sounds good.
I mean, so like, you gotta have the desserts, 100%. It's the best summer holiday. It is peak summer. 4th of July is peak summer. I feel sorry for all the European brethren who don't get to celebrate the 4th of July. They don't understand just how great it is. All right, American kids, I dig it.
Good.
Like, think about this. The World Cup's here.
Yeah.
All like the English and the everyone who are here from other lands.
Yeah.
I mean, the English are gonna have a bad day on Saturday, man. It's just a reminder about how you lost the 13 colonies to our founding fathers.
Yeah.
England, but they're gonna get to experience like 4th of July and see how awesome it is.
Every other country though, every other country that's still, still alive in the World Cup, all their fans are still down here. They haven't left.
England's going to sit there, and after Saturday, they're going to be like, man, I'm glad we lost. This is a great party.
I've seen people that have never been down here before. They've they've said their experience and how things have gone. They've tried barbecue for the first time. They've seen different stores and different, they said that Walmart is the best store they've ever been in. Yeah.
I very much disagree with that.
I forgot what country it was, but they were saying I've never been able to go to a store and get bread and milk and whatever else in the same store, and it was I'm like, people don't go to Walmart anymore.
Nobody goes to Walmart.
No, they go to Rouse's. We need to get all the I don't really want to say foreigners, but all the foreigners into a Rouse's.
Rouse's is awesome.
That would really blow their mind.
Yeah.
But what are we doing? Jeez, they should come through Louisiana and just be able to go walk into a gas station and buy alcohol. That might really blow their mind there. To your point though, Braxton, we got to hit a break. We got to get to Otter. Yep. I think we're at the point where we can just have the World Cup here every year and convince everybody because everyone's had a great time. Everyone has enjoyed the hell out of this who have come from other lands. So let's make that happen.
So James went with Norway?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
4th of July. It's going to be great. We'll wrap up AFR next with Otter Locks.
AFR.
Let's Rev, R-E-V, letsrev.com, letsrev.com. You ever just get super frustrated at super slow internet? Oh, we've all been there, man. The little spinning wheel, slamming your keyboard or your mouse, pounding the desk because it's so frustrating. Your internet's so slow. Storm comes, knocks the power out, knocks the internet out, knocks the cable out. You're so frustrated. Maybe that's just me because I get kind of angry about things. But it's annoying. Nobody wants that to happen. Rev can help. They're local and 5 gigs, lightning fast speeds, and backed by an all-fiber network. Fiber. It's buried under the ground. I mean, you don't have to worry about a storm coming knocking the power lines down. Let's Rev. Listen, more than 70,000 Louisiana homeowners and business owners trust Rev. You should as well. REV. 90 years of local experience. Let'sRev.com. Let'sRev.com.
At Parrish, we take pride in building roofs that last. Because in Louisiana, toughness isn't just on the court, it's in your home too.
Parrish Construction and Roofing. ParrishBuilt.com.
Here on the Gulf Coast, a wave says a lot. It says hello. It says thanks. It says we care. Shouldn't banking feel the same way? A friendly wave. A familiar face. Backed by all the convenient tools you need to make banking a breeze. We're Gulf Coast Bank and Trust. Give us a wave and coast into better banking.
This is what you're looking for.
The Ascension Parish Sheriff's Office protects and serves over 132,000 residents across the parish.
Keeping our community safe is our mission, and Rev Fiber plays a critical role in how we respond. Whether it's training in our special divisions, forensics investigations, or fielding emergency calls in our operations center, Rev Business connects our teams in real time, which is why we partner with Rev Business.
Get 6 months free of Rev Business Services. Call or click today.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone.
Tell you every day, better coverage for less money. And man, my friends over at Insurance Network of Louisiana are crushing it for Louisianians on their auto insurance right now. Listen, if you have not had anyone shop for your auto insurance lately, you got to call Insurance Network of Louisiana. My goodness. They got some top-rated companies. Geico, Progressive, they're doing awesome work right now. This was an amazing story that I heard. They wrote one last week, saved the client $2,911 annually. They had a high auto rate with State Farm. They smashed it with Geico. They had another one save $1,476 annually with Progressive. They had Allstate and switched. Y'all, I tell you all the time, if you're just auto-renewing your insurance, man, you're probably overpaying and you're underinsured. Let Insurance Network of Louisiana help. LAinsurance.net.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
All right, wrapping up with Thursday edition here of AFR. Got to get to Otterlocks. Trying to connect with Jimmy here, which looks like we got Jimmy. So, all right, perfect. We have Jimmy. So let's wrap up Thursday edition of AFR, the week on AFR with Otterlocks.
Otterlocks.
All right, time to win some money.
Presented by Total Maintenance AC Repair. Same-day service means you will never sleep hot. 480-1000. We are Total Maintenance.
I think it's safe to say that I won the bet.
Otter, what's up, man?
What's up, man? Good the phone line's working. Huh?
Finally.
Nice thing.
We're
There
back,
we go.
Otter.
It's only a talk show.
There you go.
Let's get it going. All right, let's end off a good week with an even better night. Let's make it even just a little bit better. Let's go White Sox Cleveland. No score right now. Bottom of the first. White Sox got nothing. These two teams are separated by one game. White Sox have passed up Cleveland to take first, and they took 2 of 3 on the south side, but They got Martin pitching tonight. We're going to take the White Sox. Just a reverse line movement against some of the Sharps. I understand that, but we'll take the White Sox against Cleveland without Ramirez. They're just not as good. You're probably getting a better price right now.
Plus 185.
It was -1. Plus what?
You said on the White Sox, plus 185.
Oh, shoot. They might be down now. So let me see.
I'm looking at it 0-0.
Well, anyway, hold on. Oh, Musa. Anyway, all right. Let's. You got me scrambling now. No, first and third, nobody out. So they're about to be down. So you're gonna need plus 185. I'd take a shot with them.
All right.
Still. All right. Tampa Bay minus 125. Not trying to overthink this one. They've won the first three. Looking for a 4-game sweep. We've had them every day this week. We're not stopping now. Take Tampa Bay. Might be a little bit scoring tonight. That 10 over 10 might be tempting as well with Kolek and Seymour starting for those two teams. We're going with your boy Evaldi tonight. Texas is starting to win. They are tied atop the American League West with the Seattle Mariners right now, and they really haven't scored that much, but they're figuring out how to win. Evaldi over Framber Valdez in this one at home now after a really successful road trip. Texas minus 105. It's now minus 110. Kind of a square money line parlay, but these two pitchers and teams are hard to go against. Dodgers just about second in run score, but first in just about everything. Guess who is last in everything as far as hitting? And that is the San Diego Padres. With that unbelievable star-studded lineup, they have really struggled in Chavez Ravine. Sasaki against Vasquez. Should be a lot of runs scored. Just hesitant to take it over when it involves San Diego and their hitting slump right now in that part. We're going to hook up the Dodgers with Seattle. Miller in the Mariners. Man, he has been lights out, especially at home. And they own the Los Angeles Angels. 8 in a row at home for the Mariners over the Angels. Let's get to plus 110 with that money line parlay. Not going to lay that kind of juice on any MLB game. So we'll put those teams together. And then we're going with Portugal. With the draws are still popping. Nothing like they were earlier, but still 25 units up on the tournament as we're going to go with Portugal and Croatia to draw plus 290 in that one. So a little World Cup action.
Awesome, Otter. No show tomorrow, right?
No show tomorrow.
All right.
Off like everybody. But I'm going to tell you one more soccer match.
I got 10 seconds,
Sunday, Mexico against England.
All
Good
right.
luck.
Otter, we appreciate it. Good luck. Happy 4th to you and yours. We'll be back on Monday after the 4th of July weekend on AFR.
The Georgia Bulldogs. AFR.
Our friends at the Williamson Eye Center. Check them out online at williamsoneye.com. They've got locations all over the greater Baton Rouge area. On the Baton Rouge General Campus, you turn off a Bluebonnet onto Picardy, you make that right, and then right there at the stop sign, the building on the right, the first 2 floors, that's the Williamson Eye Center. State-of-the-art dry eye center, and it's full service. Of course, they have their state-of-the-art surgery center there where you can have your LASIK or whatever surgical procedure you're having, but they have your standard annual eye exam as well at the Williamson Eye Center. Learn more at williamsoneye.com. The thing I tell you every day is take the advice that I was given and change your life. To give yourself the gift of sight is absolutely incredible. If you're someone like me who spent your life with contacts or glasses, there is a way to be done with it forever. williamsoneye.com. Go see Dr. Blake Williamson for that free consultation. 924-2020, 924-2020, or williamsoneye.com for the Williamson Eye Center.
Box combo for George. I see you, Luis. Food's on the way.
Please don't. Hey, you can use your hands, right?
Got those box combos for you. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product's always customer satisfaction. Come visit us at reliefwindows.com. By the way, we do shutters too.
If your office is experiencing performance issues, Like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files? Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet and get back on track with Advanced Office Systems.
Lockmeyer to Sean Fagan and Associates has won for our clients over $175 million over the decades, but our greatest success is our clients who have chosen and trusted us to help them. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call. You've got nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan. If you get injured, you could be staring at medical bills, repair costs, and lost income. Life can be turned upside down. At Lockmeyer to Sean Fagan and Associates, we'll work to turn your world right side up. Hire us, and like thousands of our clients, you'll be glad you did.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino.